versus West Ham United. A lot of teams playing each other. That's in and around the bottom half of the table today. Leicester, Southampton, such as Leicester are playing Everton, I think. No, Southampton are playing Everton. Leicester are then playing, I don't know. There's a lot of bottom half clashes. Leicester playing Forest, that's it. A lot of bottom half clashes going on. Obviously, Villa winning last night as well pushes Leeds further into it. But lineups a few minutes away. It's going to be exciting. I'm almost looking forward to the reaction of the chat. I've got a feeling it's not going to go down too well. I don't want to say too much, but there's one or two players not playing that you probably want to see. And there's a couple of risks in there from David Moyes as well. So we'll discuss that when that comes out. But anyway, just myself today. Charlie will be along to join me in a little bit. And it's the usual procedure. We'll be taking a look at the West Ham team, the Wolves team. We'll do a little bet together. Hopefully, can win someone a little bit of money. We tend to do better when Gonzo's not here. All I'm going to say, might be a coincidence, might not be a coincidence. We tend to get closer. We were 3 Ruben Diaz passes away from landing the last one that Gonzo wasn't here for. Obviously, no Craig Dawson for West Ham this afternoon. David Moyes confirmed yesterday that Wolves have bid for Craig Dawson and he will not be involved in today's game for obvious reasons. The move to Wolves looks likely to happen. Moyes still says we need a replacement first, but he's not going to be involved in any capacity for West Ham. So there's definitely a change at the centre-back for the Hammers as well. Also, we're not far off 29,000 subscribers, right? So we're about 80 something at the minute. If we hit 29,000 during this stream, someone's going to win a Paqueta t-shirt. Pinned at the top of the live chat is where you can go get it on the store if you want to. But if we hit 29,000 subscribers during this video, right up until full time of this game, then somebody watching will win a Paqueta t-shirt. I don't know how we're going to do it yet. I'll discuss it with Charlie when he comes along and we'll possibly give it to him. Anyway, right, let's see what you're all saying. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's see what you're all saying. Richard is feeling that Souček is playing. Peter I think would like to see Mubama up top. It's definitely not Mubama up top, but let's see. James doesn't want to see Souček starting. Well, you'll have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see. Mark said we should have bid for the whole Wolves team and made them play their reserve. They would have just played their normal team anyway. I think they just laughed at us, really. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're going to do. So, anyway, hope you're all doing well. A little bit of admin to get over and done with. This video is in collaboration with BetMate. I've been altering my team today. I'll alter it again now that the lineup's out. That's all I'm going to say. There's maybe somebody in the West Ham team I was hoping to play that I can't play because of David Moyes. So I'm going to have to alter my BetMate team. But you want to get involved, it's a 7-side fantasy football link. Download the apps in the description below. And when you download it, please use the code HC10. Then when you play £1 in the app, you get £10 free credit. But also for today only, we've got a free pot. So even if you don't deposit any money, you can still play this game. Get downloaded, use the code, and then go to join Private League. And the code is TW-HC. Details are in the description below. It's completely free. You pick 7 players from Wolves and West Ham, and there's £100 of free bets up for grabs. So you fancy getting involved, it's free today. Link in the description, and it helps the channel out. So thank you very much. Luke is so effing nervous. I hope nervous is a good-looking lady, Luke. Lucky boy. Yes, Peter, the Everton board have been advised to stay away from the game, and they have accepted they're going to stay away from the game. So it's not going great at Goodson Park at the minute. Major said he's going to be annoyed if Ben Rama isn't playing, while Steve says, and Ariola must start, and for all that is good. No Souček. I think there's going to be some disappointment. Also, while you're here, please do drop a like on the video. It does actually help the channel out a lot more than you think, and it just takes a second for you to do. Jordan says Dawson out is no good thing. I know he's leaving for personal reasons, which is completely understandable, but I can't help but be disappointed by it. I think you echo a lot of people's thoughts, to be honest with you. I think when I've been reading people's sort of wishes and thoughts regarding Dawson and Antonio potentially joining Wolves, I think a lot of people are on that line, Jordan. Right, it's time for the West Ham starting 11. In goal, we've got Lucas Fabianski with a back four of Vladimir Soufal, Nathan Gerd, Angelo Ogbonna, and Aaron Creswell. So Creswell comes back in. That's the back four. In midfield, we've got Declan Rice, Lucas Paqueta, and Thomas Souček. And up front, we've got Michail Antonio, Jai Bowen on the right, and Pablo Fornals on the left. This is the West Ham team. Just to confirm, on the bench is Said Benrahma and Gianluca Scamacca. Now, obviously, Scamacca had a minor injury, which kept him out of the previous fixture, so he may not be 100% fit, but Benrahma starts on the bench today. So that is your West Ham starting 11 for this afternoon at the WOLWHU. It looks like a 4-3-3 formation. I'd imagine we'll see Sue Trent trying to get in the box a little bit like we did in the previous fixture. But that is the team. It's not going down. It's not gone down well. Charlie will put up a poll in the live chat to get your thoughts on the starting 11. It'll be interesting to see what you all say. I have a feeling it's not going to go down well. But get involved in the live chat. Let us know what you think about the starting 11 and make sure you get involved in the poll as well. And when Charlie comes along, we'll get the final results. I'm going to actually, yeah, let's do this differently. I always get a little bit confused when Gonzo's not here. Normally I just ask him, don't I? So let's see what you are saying now. Lewis says he's at the point now where everything Moyes does is annoying him. And it isn't a nice feeling to have. Why does he not just put out our best team and have a go? It is tiring. Derek said he cannot believe the lineup. Wacky Studios actually annoyed. Luke jokingly says that a 2-0 loss would be a good thing. Glenn says back four is too slow. No Benrahma. Tower says it's a shambles of a lineup. Dismissal of Areola tells us Moyes has lost it and is flustered. I'm flustered doing this show without Gonzo. Nigel said we don't deserve to survive with that dross getting selected. James says our weak spots are right back and we're not putting anyone to get on there. Ryan says he's extremely disappointed with the lineup. No attacking threat at all. Tom's looking for Benrahma. Chris is just looking at the whole thing, thinking, what is going on here? Bra says Antonio should be nowhere near the starting 11 against them, considering there's interest. Creswell is finished and should not be starting. Just for clarity, David Moyes was asked about the interest in Dawson and Antonio. Like I said, he's confirmed Wolves have bid for Craig Dawson, but David Moyes also stated that he's heard nothing about Antonio. No club has bid or inquired about the available to Mikel Antonio, so I think it possibly is just a rumour in regards to Antonio. But certainly David Moyes doesn't seem to think there's any interest in Antonio. Paul's not happy with the team. I don't think Sean's happy with the team either. Sorry. Jackie says his only hope is that Wolves play as bad as us. Joshua's happy with the formation. I agree with that. This is positive. The formation, that's good. I agree with that, Joshua. Just the wrong pick of players. I also agree with that. JR said, interestingly, it would have been a disappointing lineup 12 months ago. Never mind now. Harry's not keen on it. Maverick said they're not going to bother watching it. Marky's in the pub in Wolves says he's just seen no Scamacca, no Benrahma. Hope he's sat tonight. Enjoy the game, Marky. Hammer999 says Oggy and Creswell on the left side of the fence is criminal. Going to get torn apart. No Benrahma for the counter either. It's a disgrace. Anyway, yes, it's not there. Taz says, do we see Benrahma as a super sub? And do you think there's a dilemma? Does Benrahma score for the team fans or not score gamers? I think he's seen as the second part. I actually don't believe in sort of that whole what do we do to get Moyes sacked. It's not a conversation I'm comfortable with. It's not something I've ever understood really. But the Benrahma super sub, I think Moyes sees him as a super sub. This is we touched on in preview. I said to Gonzo, I don't think Moyes will start Benrahma. Moyes' game plan today will be, and this is what I thought before the lineup. Now I've seen the lineup, I'm even more convinced that this is the intention. Moyes' game plan today will be keep it tight for 60 to 70 minutes, and then we'll bring on Benrahma and try and use him as an impact sub, and possibly Scamacca as well at the same time, because he told us after the last game, Benrahma came on and said, he's a great impact sub. Moyes told us that is how he sees Benrahma to some extent. And like I said, I don't mind impact subs. I think it's good to have impact subs, but you pick your strongest 11 and then worry about the impact sub. You don't pick someone out and go, well, he's good to bring on the 70th minute, so I'm going to put him on the bench. Now what am I left with? Because, well, for the reasons that everybody's saying, we've got very little to start with. Bro says we need to score at least 2. Won't keep a clean sheet. Agree with that one. Right, I'm going to skip the chat a little bit because going to skip a little bit because Osmedia says the same tactics as usual. My reaction is I'm not very happy when I saw it. I just thought, oh no, what is going on here? We're playing two left-footed centre-backs. I don't like it. I was just discussing with Charlie before I went live, just saying to him, you often get right-footed players that are comfortable playing on the left, like Harry Maguire, like Kurt Zouma, because there's more right-footed centre-backs, and naturally some of them are playing on the left. You don't tend to find left-footed centre-backs that are comfortable playing on the right-hand side. So either Aguerd or Ogbonna is going to be out of position. Although they're still centre-back, they're going to be on the wrong side. That's going to cause a little bit of a problem. Hopefully, I actually hope Ogbonna's the one on the right, as Hammer 1999 says. I think Ogbonna and Cresswell as a duo on that left side could spell trouble. Midfield three, listen, it's industrial. They'll fight hard. There's a lot of energy in there, but there's not enough, really. I don't think Souček's done enough to justify his inclusion. And then we've got Fornals out on the left, and this is where I'm really disappointed. You know, whenever I've watched Wolves, Semedo's really struggled. He's their weak spot. I don't know if Semedo's starting. I'll get that Wolves team in just a minute. But when I do, if I see Semedo starting at right back, I'm going to be disappointed because there's a big chance that when we bring on Benrahma, either Wolves are already winning or Lopetegui is going to change his right back. Semedo will come off the pitch and he's going to do something on that right-hand side. So the weak spot will then be taken off the pitch while Benrahma comes onto it. To have a glaring weakness in the Wolves team, which I think they do, and not target it, I think is absolutely baffling. Really, really baffling. Antonio up front, like I said, I'll give Moyes benefit of the doubt that Scamacca may not be 100% fit. And when we're playing this counter-attacking football, or we're trying to play this counter-attacking football, I actually think sometimes Antonio is the better fit than Scamacca. Too often I see us play and Scamacca's there, and I just think, well, you're going to play like this, just put Antonio in the team. But the problem is, when was the last time Antonio... He's had a few good games this season, but they're few and far between. The last couple have been really, really poor displays from him. So we're asking a lot of players to step up today, and I'm not confident whatsoever that they're going to be able to do that. I'm very disappointed by this starting 11. I'm not surprised by it. And I often say, expect the worst, you can't be disappointed. Well, actually, I did expect the worst, and I'm still disappointed. I think that suggests how poor this starting 11 is. The bench for West Ham, and then we'll take a look at what Wolves are doing this afternoon, is Dan Randolph. We've also got Ben Johnson, Thilo Kehrer, Manuel Lanzini, Flynn Downs, Said Benrahma, Emerson, Scamacca, and Kurt Zouma. So Zouma is back on the bench for West Ham this afternoon. So that's positive as well. Maybe we'll get to half-time. Maybe in the 70th minute, maybe the plan is to bring off Ogbonna and Souček and bring on Benrahma and Zouma and go for it. So we're going to strengthen the defence, bring on Benrahma, put Fornals in the middle and really go for it. Probably not, but, you know, I had fun thinking about it for 30 seconds, you know, just hoping that might be the game plan. Now the Wolves starting 11 today. Oh, fantastic. I've just seen who's starting for them. Here we go. In goal, Jose Sa. Back four, Semedo, Collins, Kilman, and Bueno. So Semedo is starting at right back, and we're doing nothing about it. Never mind. In midfield, they've got Nunes and Neves, and just in front of them will be Moutinho. And then the front three, which I think on the right-hand side will be Pedence going up against Cresswell. On the left-hand side will be Hwang. And through the middle is the new £50 million man, or £50 million pound, not euro, pound. £50 million man is Cunha with his first start for Wolves. He's looked quite good coming on, looked good in Spain. Good signing for them, actually. So he gets his first start. I think it's his first start up front for Wolves this afternoon. That's a bloody good team. It is a good team. Yeah, that's right. Let's just run on to the Wolves bench, and then Charlie can get the two teams up on the bottom screen. He's waiting for me to do the Wolves bench before he does that thing. So the Wolves bench this afternoon is Sarkic as well as Ait Nouri. Lamina, who they signed just yesterday, is on the bench along with Jimenez. They've also got Johnny, Totti, Adama Traore. They've got Hodge as well as Campbell. It's not a bad bench for Wolves either. Quite a few players on there that can come on and make a difference. Good to see Ait Nouri on the bench. But this is the problem. This is the problem I've got. Do you know how Moyes is keeping Said Benrahma because with 20 minutes to go, we're going to bring him on and go for it? Well, I'll tell you what, with 20 minutes to go, or possibly before that, Lopetegui will bring on Ait Nouri and go for it. I think he's been brilliant for them this season, Ait Nouri. I really, really do. Now that's the difference between us having an impact sub and them having an impact sub. Their 11 is strong. They put out a decent 11, an attacking-ish 11, and then they've still got that player that can come on and get an impact. Whereas in order to put our one to have a sub that we can come on to change the game, we've had to go with this defensive setup. And anyway, I'm not keen on it whatsoever, but that's the West Ham team and that's the Wolves team. Now, before that's just it as well. Where are we? Richard says it as well. Adama Troy will come on and win side defense. Exactly. So they've got impact subs as well. It's all very well having this theory of we'll keep it tight. I mean, A, you've got to keep it tight, and then B, that's assuming they're also not going to do substitutions, which is going to try and win the game, which we know they will. Said Dawson's Wolves a bid for Dawson, so David Moyes confirmed he wouldn't be involved today. So it's as simple as that, really. He was injured, Stuart. Ariola was injured. He missed the previous game as well, so that's why he's not on the bench for West Ham this afternoon. So what we're going to do now is we're going to shift on over and put together a little £5 bet. And if it wins, we're going to give one of you guys the cash. It's as simple as I say. It's as simple. If we win the bet, it gets simple. It's winning the bet that's the problem. So I know what I'm putting in this, and I know the people watching are going to agree already. That's big odds. I think as well to do 2 fouls is 5-1. Whoa! I'm going to be doing that as a single after the stream. So that's going in there. We'll have Jared Bourne to have a shot on target, and we'll have Cunha to have a shot on target. What odds are we up to now? That's not too bad. We've got I say back us to win. I don't have to do that, but what I will do, I will back both teams to score a goal and see what odds we're sitting at then, and then we can go from there, can't we? I can't find the market. Where's the bloody market? Can you tell I'm on somewhere I don't really I don't use all the time. I don't know where it is. What's going on here? Anyway. I'm going to give up in a second and just stick something else in. I can't find it. Right. Honestly, I don't know where it is. It should be at the very top. It's one of the most common things that people... fuck it. Pardon me. Where is it? I'm going for it. The result in both teams to score. There we go. Draw. Big odds. Oh, pissing out. I'll do that later. You can't combine that with what I'm doing. Never mind. I'm going to do that when Charlie's here. Right. It's time for you guys to get involved. So in the live chat, please put what you think about the West Ham team, the Wolves team, any hopes or fears. You've got plenty of them, I know. But any hopes or fears that you've got for this game, getting them into the live chat. And we'll see what you're all thinking. Liam, I was on Paddy Power because they've got that fouls market. And I'm really enjoying the fouls market at the minute. So that's why I wanted to use that one, and I can't find a bloody thing. So I've given up. Mark is correct. We can be in the bottom 2 come 5 p.m, but we can also go 13th. The league's mental at the minute, isn't it? So we could go, it's feasible by 5 o'clock. We could be 19th, but we could also be 13th. Wild. Ryan says Skamako said he's 100% fit on yesterday on West Ham's Instagram. He's still, I did not know that. Thank you very much. I did not know that. And that's not good, I guess, is it? Anyway, Ricky's dad said it's very poor and unimaginative. It's just predictable. I think this is the thing that really frustrates me. It's just predictable. Just if it works, we can only complain so much because it's justified. And when I say works, I mean win the game. And this is part of the problem. I think if you were to offer Moyes a point right now, I think he would take it. Would I take it? No. I think we need to win. We have to win here. Wolves are 19th in the league. Are they improving week by week? They're getting a bit better, yes. I've been more impressed by what I've seen under Lopetegui than I've been seen under Bruno Lage. Like I said in the preview, Cunha, this is his first start. He's not quite settled into Wolves yet. So this is a good time to play them, as we're possibly going to get. You'd imagine that they'll pick up some form between now and the end of the season. There'll be worse times to play them. So right now is possibly the best time to go to the Molineux. The problem is, you need that mentality, which is we're going to go there and win. We're going to go there and try and win. I just don't think we've got it. I just think we're going there to try and get a 0-0 in. I just don't trust us to do it. If you want to go there and play defensive football, you've got to have a good defence. I can't look at that back four and say, yeah, that'll keep Wolves out. I mean, they're struggling to score goals, and I still think they'll score today. Anyway, sorry for being grumpy, but it's just how I honestly feel. John says we're going to lose 3-0. John's grumpy. John's grumpier than me. Terrible lineup. We could be 3-0 down when bring on Benrahma. Too little, too late. Ralph can't be Arsene Moyes anymore in his selections. It depresses him. Never despise the manager so much. I'm not at that point, okay? I'm not at that point. Hammer 1999 says, I'd rather see the 4 defenders on the bench start than the 4 starting. I'm trying to think who he means. Obviously, we've got Kerr, Zuma, Emerson, and Ben Johnson, I assume. I don't think he's wrong, actually. Lewis says the Wolves team look decent with quite a bit of pace. We look slow and nothing up front. Hughes says Moyes deserves everything he's going to receive today. Frank said there's pressure on Wolves. I actually think there's more pressure on Wolves, by the way. They're at home, and they're in the bottom 3. We are not. I think there's more pressure on Wolves in this game than West Ham, but the problem is there is no pressure on Lopetegui, whereas there's plenty on David Moyes, and I think that's the big difference, personally. Sai says we're far too ponderous, no chance. Phil says he gives up. How can you leave your best attacking player on the bench for the old impact sub? Peter says lose today and next to no chance of staying up. Right, well, I'll be honest with you. I completely disagree with that because still half the season to play, essentially. We could lose today and stay up. The problem is it requires change and a lot of change, a big change. That's what I perhaps don't have confidence in. I guess that's what Peter's alluding to. But there's still half the season to go. And this is why I'm getting worried. We're running out of games. We're running out of time. You got the manager in during the World Cup. The new manager would have had 22 games or 23 games to save us. Now at best he's got 19. Then at best he's going to have 18, 17. You get what I'm saying? The games for somebody to come in and make a change, make a difference, gets less every single week, and that's my biggest issue. Any Lexus says absolutely shocking. In fact, Benrahma's on the bench is a joke. I have no clue why Scamacca isn't on. He needs to make the subs in the first 5 minutes if he wishes to keep the job. Simon's asking why Scamacca's on the bench. I don't know what he's reasoning in this. Charlie said he won't play Paqueta in centre midfield if we go 4-2-3-1, only with a back 5. This man has to go. I actually think you'll see a bit of a 4-2-3-1 today. This is just my prediction. I think you'll see Souček playing almost like a number 10 role. I think he will be trying to get into the box. We saw it in the cup game against Brentford. Souček was quite far forward at times, trying to get in there. And then obviously the second half we changed it and pulled him in and pushed Paqueta up so we could push Jared Bowen out. But certainly the first half, Souček was should we call it the wandering midfielder? I think we'll call it that. Eric says, we're pooped. Stupid, predictable defensive lineup. No Benrahma as Moyes' suicide. Harry says, poor selection. The only pleasure in hitting your head against a brick wall is when you stop. Andy says, we're playing the team in 18th. I have no faith in us getting anything. Says, look, I don't even think they're 18th, Andy. I think they're 19th. Just Matt about Scamacca. Here we go. Said he's 100% ready, not fit. Thank you. Thank you. Gatesy says, unless we get heavily beaten, Moyes will be in charge against Everton. He'll probably scrape a draw and carry on to Newcastle. I agree with that, actually, which is why I think it's dangerous. Chris says he has a feeling that Antonio said he's not happy, so he gets a start, the same as Sufal did. Listening to Belker says he was listening to Neil Warnock podcast with Steve Bruce, and one of them mentioned that the board like to keep faith in managers, and I'm hoping we win convincingly or lose, and Moyes gets this sack. JCast, Swap, Fanals, and Creswell are going to bring down that left-hand side. Anxiety. I don't know. Steve says, don't like seeing us lose. We need to win. What he would like to see David Moyes get this sack. Minnie says almost at a point where I'd rather lost than a draw. A draw doesn't do anything and keeps Moyes in charge. See, the thing is, I think a loss does as well. This is the problem. It's a difficult thing. So Anyway, right, let's see what you're all saying. Jake says, well, you know, poor Finals is on the left, get him in the middle. I agree with that. I would have preferred to see, I want to see Finals start, just not out on the left-hand side. We'll see. Steve said nothing positive about that starting 11. Can see us getting a chonking. Michael says Wolves will score in the first 20, being a recurring theme for us this season, and then we're chasing the game. Paul says he's grumpy as well. Good. I'm glad it's not just me. We can all be grumpy together. Shall we all be grumpy together? I think so. Ethan says, now I'm upset about all of this as you guys, but I don't know why in a huff we knew he was going to do it. I think it's because we're right, Ethan. I think I'm in a huff because I knew he was going to do this and he's actually done it. I think that's why I'm huffy. At the end of the day, if I was planning on having a barbecue tomorrow, let's just say I was planning on having a barbecue tomorrow. I'm not. It's the middle of January. I'm not. But let's just hypothetically, I'm planning on having a barbecue and the weather forecast says it's going to rain and tomorrow comes around and it's raining. I'm going to get huffy. I knew it was probably going to rain, but still doesn't mean I'm not annoyed about it. And this is my reaction with the lineup. I knew he was going to do this. I'm still annoyed about it. I think it's possible to be both. All right, let's see what you're all saying. Al says, plenty of time, Gonzo, patience. Gonzo's not here. I'm Gio. I'm the Scottish one. Gonzo is at the game. He's not here. I'm Gio. G-O. The Hammer Boy says, I also feel Moyes in the atrocious league form will harm us in Europe, which will be so sad. A crime, to be honest. Major says, bugger it, get in Daesh. He will at least get us out of the championship. Vicky's dad agrees that he's playing for 0-0. I think if you offer Moyes 0-0 now, I think he takes it. I think he's happy with the draw and moves on to the next one. I think he's aiming for a draw today, a win against Everton. And you know something? That 4 points might actually just move us up to 15th or 14th in the league after the Everton game. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of teams playing each other this weekend, which obviously means someone's losing points somewhere. So I have to wait and see. Nick says Final's possibly playing left wing back. Maybe. I believe it's a back four. I do wonder if I thought that as well, but then to have three left footers playing centre back seems a little bit wild, I think. Right. Let me I am just trying to skip most of chat so I can get to the end. Simon says, thank you for all you've done, but you're out of credit now. Time for a new manager. He is also grumpy. This is like a confession. John says to call Gonzo talented peril. He's on the train, unfortunately. He's on the train. He's gone with his son as well, and his son's really looking forward to it. Bless him. Chris said he wasn't grumpy, but now he's seen the team and listened to you a lot. I am now. Sorry. I apologize for that. Listen, should we do? We almost need like positive. I don't know what the word would be. Like a 2-minute positivity where we only say nice things about the team and the game. Because can we win this? Do you know something? We can. Will we? Completely different conversation, but can we? Yes. Can Moyes' tactics work today? Again, not confident, but it's possible. Wolves are hardly scoring loads of goals. Wolves are struggling to score themselves. So the idea of turning up and keeping it tight, like I said, you need to have a good defence, but you also need the opposition to be poor as well. And I think they are possibly fitting into that category currently. So the question then becomes, well, can you then go and do something? And I think it's just the whole... I think the reason I'm worried is because we know what's going to happen. We struggle anyway. We struggle to create things ourselves. And it just feels like we're just going out to park the bus against a team that's below us in the league. And there's only flipping 3 of them. It just feels quite defeatist, this 11. So Ryan says, positive comment. Moyes got a great accent. Let's do that, okay? Let's have positivity, please. Andy said in 2 minutes of positivity, it'll be 2 minutes of silence. Let's have positive. Has anyone got anything positive to say? Let's do it. I'm trying. Steve's positivity is it should only last 90 minutes. I'm not sure this is positivity or not, but Sophie Ann's saying we can only lose 2-0. E. Davis says we cannot win. Look where we are. We cannot score. The 2 players that can't score are on the bench. Steve says we could win. I mean, yes, we could. There's literally only 3 outcomes, so that's positive. Paul said it's not on the TV. This is positive. Nobody needs to watch it. Peter's positive. We're going to lose. Chris is not going to the game. That's positive. I like these positive things, to be honest with you. Michael said Kerr's not playing. I mean, I was hoping for actual positivity, but it's actually quite funny. This positive thing. Daniel says he hates positive. Daniel, it's not real though. We're trying to be fun. We're trying to inject a little bit of fun rather than just moaning. People moan about us moaning all the time. Let's slap us glad finals in the starting lineup. That's a good one. That's a good one. Right, let's see what you're all saying. Everybody's positive. It's going to be Moyes' last game in charge. That's good. Ricky's dad's having curry for tea. That's positive. Major says an electron is positive. Technically correct. I mean, factually correct. Yes, it is. Anyway, so positive. There's not many of it. There's not many of them. Right, I'm going to get Charlie on in a minute because I need to do this bet. And Mary pop in, thank you very much, says, I think we're going to win, but it's going to be ugly. Molyneux's tough as it is, but I'm hoping for the best. Thank you very much for the $9.99, the $10. Thank you for the $10. Helps us loads. Hammer Down Under says they're actually negative. They're like, oh, I'm not getting involved in this. I've stayed away from physics chat. It's been a while since I've done physics. Tony says he thinks Fanal's in there, protect the slow and ponderous Creswell and one of vulnerabilities. The thing is, right, if that's true, right, which I don't disagree, change the left. Do you know what I mean? Instead of putting your attacking player in to protect the fullback, change the fullback so he doesn't need protective. There you go. Matt's confirming it as well. A proton's positive, an electron is negative. Well, Major, you sounded good. It sounded good, but it was incorrect, unfortunately. Taz, thank you for the £2 super chat. It says, hey, we love Hammers Chat. We love West Ham and we are family. Yes, thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe. If you're new here, make sure, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. We're not far off 29,000 subscribers. And if we hit it during the show, someone is winning a free Paqueta t-shirt. Simple as that. Right. Let's see. Oh, yes. It is Declan's birthday, isn't it? It turned 24 today, did Declan, so hopefully he can get a nice... Major, to be fair, Major said electrons were positive when they weren't. They were negative. So to be fair, his comeback is pretty good. He said, Moyes is an electron then. It's quite a good comeback, isn't it? And Danny says Southampton's only team to lose more games than West Ham. Yeah, but I think the problem is Southampton's previous game, they beat Man City. Granted, in the cup, but anyway. Let's see what you're saying. Here we go. Gary says he's feeling good after Leeds and Brentford games 200 damage. We are unbeaten in 2023, aren't we? I want Fanal's midfield for Suchek, Benram on the left. A nice lineup. Maybe Kerr was good against Brentford. I agree with the Fanals and Benram thing. That's what I would have liked to have seen. Jake says, what kind of tactic is it when you're weaken your starting 11 to then bring on your best player this season? I don't know. Not sure. Oh, here he is. Hang on a minute. I've got company.
Hello.
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm right.
Can I get the poll results, please?
You can. Let me finish it. Hang on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be ugly. This is why I want to know it. So this is the poll we put in the live chat. Are you happy with the lineup, Charlie?
How do you feel about starting 11? For the first time ever, Gio, the two top results, very happy and it's all right, are both the lowest possible. 2% said very happy, 15% said it's right, 35% of people are fuming, and 46% of people said it's poor, which is by far the most negative that's ever been, by like a significant distance. Usually we get it's all right, very happy, and it's poor, sort of about the same, and then fuming's very little. The fact that the bottom two are huge, and we've only ever had it's poor once being the most popular, that was the Leeds game, is wild. And, you know, it wasn't, I mean, we spoke about it before, not exactly unexpected. Not exactly unexpected.
Anyway, I've done a bet now. Can you think of a funny phrase? Can you just think of a phrase using one of the players' names? You know what Gonza does.
Hang on, let me
You've got
look at the
Bueno
teams.
there. You know you've got a bit of a chocolate pun coming on. If you want Bueno, you've got.
Oh yeah.
It's Vice's birthday. You can maybe use that. I don't know what else. But while Charlie's thinking of something, this is the bet. If this bet wins, I'm going to give one of you guys £125 cash tonight. We've got 4 things in the bet. These 4 things happen, £125. Both teams to score. It's quite simple. Cunha to have a shot on target. Jared Bowen to have a shot on target. And Aaron Creswell to commit 2 or more fouls. £125 cash to enter in the live chat. Please.
I'm gonna check it out, and I'm just gonna go with Kinder Bueno. It's easy. We'll go Kinder Bueno. I'm hungry. I'm thinking about chocolate. You said chocolate, and I'm not gonna lie, my mind couldn't leave it alone. We'll go Kinder Bueno.
Are you sure? Because there's a couple of
I was
Paul
gonna say
suggesting Moises an electron, and then we've got Jake saying Rice.
I was gonna say I was just looking at Jake's. Jake's is pretty good. Scratch that. Bun off Kinder Bueno. Cancel that, everyone. It's Jake's. Rice Muller's the Wolves. That's what we're going with.
There you go.
That's what we're going with.
Rice Muller's the Wolves into live chat. I've already done Kinder Bueno. We'll count it as well. We're quite nice like that. Don't worry about it. Charlie, if we hit 29,000 subscribers before full time, you have to give someone a Paqueta t-shirt. I don't care how you do it. You just got to do it. Someone in the live chat wins a Paqueta t-shirt. But you've got to hit it during the live stream.
Okay. Well, if we hit it during the live stream, we'll do the classic Hammers chat giveaway timer, probably.
Yeah, just whack a timer on, and then the last person to comment that's not spamming wins a t-shirt, something like that.
I respect it.
Anyway, Charlie, what are you thinking of the West Ham team?
Okay, how do I word this? It's assuming, right, that Skamaka isn't 100% fit. I know what he said on Instagram, but let's assume that he's not 100% fit. And that Zuma isn't 100% fit yet, which I think makes sense for us. I would only make one change to that, and that would be Ben Rama starting. I think Ben Rama starting for 4 now is the one change I would make, and that's starting 11. And it's exactly what you said. You look at it. When I spoke to you about Wolves, you were like, Semedo's the weak link. You said it on the preview. I then spoke to Dave from Talking Wolves. He named him specifically as a weak link. He named Semedo. He went, our defense is the bit that's shaky, can be shaky. Semedo is not good. He named Semedo both on and off camera. If you don't have enough signs there to go, right, let's get at him, I don't know what it is. And that left-hand side is not going to be able to get at Semedo to really damage him in that way. I think that's the one change I would make. Outside of that, honestly, assuming those 2 people aren't 100% fit, that is probably the 11 I would go with.
Yeah, but Albona in a good centre-back concerns me a lot.
I'm not super keen on it, but I'll be real with you. I don't want to see Kera starting in a back 2. That sounds like a terrifying prospect to me. Back 3, I don't mind Kera starting at right centre back. I think that's kind of okay. But in a back 2, that terrifies the life out of me. And Zuma's not fit enough.
I think I'd prefer Kera over Ogbonna because, like I said, that is a position. Kera playing on the right-hand side of a centre-back pairing is a position he can play. We know he can play that. And he's played his only good games, if you like, have come playing in that role as well. Whereas Ogbonna, what evidence? I'm assuming it's Ogbonna that's moved over, and it better be because the thought of Creswell and Ogbonna on the left frightens me. I think he might have pushed the Greater over there because we know what Moyes likes to do with the whole one side being stronger than another, and maybe we'll try and push down the right hand side a bit more, and so Gerrard over there distributing it will be better. But assuming it is Ogbonna, I just don't know. I just think we're. Do you know how we've basically just spoke about it and the Wolves fans discussed, we think this is the Wolves' weakness. I think we've just essentially painted a target on Ogbonna. I said, well, here's a weakness. Come and have a go at him, kind of thing. And I think he'll get success against us. It worries me a lot. We'll get the bench up as well for you guys. Just give us a second. There you go. There's the West Ham bench. So Ben Rama's on there. Skamaka's on there. But Areola is not. He's still injured. So we'll wait and see.
I fully understand what you're saying, to be fair. And it's not like I'm particularly ecstatic about that, but I just look at it in the sense of saying, which one of those do I trust the most? Who do I trust? Who do I trust the most right now out of Kera and Ogbonna? And it would be Ogbonna. In a back 2 specifically, it would be Ogbonna, which is quite a bad sign because Ogbonna, I don't think, is the same since he's come back from his injury. I don't think he's got anywhere near to the heights he was previously. Like you say, there's a lot of slowness there and stuff like that. So it's not like a ringing endorsement, but in a back two specifically, I would be okay with that. And I don't want to see us play a back three today. The formation, assuming that Paqueta is playing in a midfield three as opposed to in a 10 position, I'm very happy with that formation. That I think is imperative. I was talking about this last night to a couple of people. I think the 4-3-3 is the obvious way forward for David Moyes right now. He's seen it works. He's seen we have the right players. He's seen it arguably gets the best out of Souček and Paqueta. Paqueta being the key one, but Souček has at least got in the box recently, which is something he hasn't done for a long time. I think it's very, very clear that that is the way forward. I'm glad he's gone with it because I was terrified we were going to see a back three again because I don't think that was an ideal situation. So I think there's things to like about this 11. It's just glaringly very Moyes in that even when I'm trying to be positive about it and going, there's things I like about this, I'm still thinking, you've seen their biggest weakness and you've gone, nah. And that just feels baffling to me, especially against a relegation rival. You feel like you should be attacking those people. If this was Man City or whatever, and you played... If it was Man City, say, and you thought whoever was playing at right back was their weak link, and you went with Fornals, fine. They're Man City. They're going to blap you about the park. It's a relegation candidate, Wolves, as well. You've got to be taking advantage of that. It's insane to me that he hasn't.
Yeah. I'm worried. I'll be honest with you, I'm worried. I was quite optimistic, and I thought we can get the lineup correct for this one. We could win. So in the preview, I went just down the middle because I thought it's hard to predict kind of thing. And a lot of my confidence hinged on Kurt Zouma being able to start. Obviously, he's not that fit. Fine, I accept it reluctantly. I'm always one of these, well, why is he on the bench then? When are you going to bring a centre-back on for half an hour? Like Aguerd against Leicester was deemed not fit enough to start. He came on after about 20 minutes because Zuma got injured. Hang on, so he can play 70 minutes. Then right, okay. Anyway, so my confidence is, I say my confidence, my optimism has been rocked. Not just knocked, it's been rocked with this starting 11. I just don't have any. Score prediction time in the live chat. Please get your score predictions in, and also make it obvious what you're doing. If you're going to put up 2-1, please put 2-1 Wolves. Otherwise, because we tend to assume you put the West Ham score first anyway. Yeah. So when we're playing at home, it's fine, but when we're playing away, it gets a bit tricky. So in your score predictions, put it up and let us know if you're saying West Ham or Wolves to win. I'm going to say 2-1 Wolves, Charlie. I said 1-1 in the preview. I'm going to switch to 2-1. If I come on here half time with you and it's 0-0, I'll get optimistic because I think it's working. This is the game plan. It is working. Sure. Regardless of how we played, it will be working. Get to 0-0 at half time. Job done as far as Moyes is concerned. Now I can change it for the second half or in the second half. But it's getting to half time that worries me a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised Benrahma comes on 2-0 down and then we go get the goal or whatever and we look dangerous for 20 minutes. But you can't just do nothing for 70 and then turn it on for the last 20. But can I get your score prediction, Charlie? And while you're doing that, I'm going to just click on the scores that people are firing in at the minute because Doug's going to kick us off with 2-1. Mr. Walsh.
There's two things I have to say. The first thing is I think I'm sort of along the same lines as you to some extent because I did redo my betmate team because some of the people weren't starting, and the person I did still leave in Benrahma because I'm that unconfident about us getting any goals apart from when he comes on that I've still left him in despite the fact he's not starting. And I sort of agree. I think the more I thought about it last night, the more I became unconfident about it. I said this on the Talking Wolves preview, and I'll say it again now. My head is saying 1-1. My head is saying it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I don't think there's going to be that many goals in it. Obviously, two teams that barely any score anyway. My head says 1-1. My heart is saying 2-1 Wolves. If I'm ignoring the bit in my head that's trying to be sensible about life, I can't act like I've got any confidence coming into this game. And I should do. Like I said, the formation, I think, is correct. It's the formation that gets the best out of our record signing.
It's the tactics as well, and it just defend.
I can't get myself to a position where I can comfortably convince myself that we are gonna get something from this game. Like you say, if at half time we're drawing 0-0, especially, then I'd be like, okay. If it's 1-1, then it means it's not gone perfectly well because they've scored. But let's just say that it's 0-0. Then yeah, I'll be able to maybe reevaluate, maybe get a bit more G'd up or whatever. But specifically right now, I look at it and I just think, I can't find it. I just can't. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. And before, I've been thinking about Moyes' position this week. I'm not going to go too deep into Moyes in, Moyes out, and all that sort of stuff because it's just a lot of effort, right? But I've been thinking about it a lot this week, and I found myself 2 nights ago, Gio, just getting annoyed. Like, because you know what I'm like. I'm a calm individual. I don't tend to get too angry or too loud or anything. I tend to be pretty on the level. But I just found myself just getting annoyed and thinking, what happens if he just sets up to defend against Wolves? What happens then? And just being like annoyed by it and thinking, you've got Paqueta there, you've got Skamaka, you've got Ben Rama, you've got these players who, if another manager came in, they would probably look at the 11, even the squad, and go, "Oh, there's a lot of things to work here." It's not like a relegation scrap where someone comes in, you go, "Oh my god, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to buy this. I'm going to have to buy this. I'm going to have to buy." No, they probably look at that squad, and obviously, I think fullbacks at a glaring position. But apart from that, we probably go, "There's a lot to work with here." And yet we know what he's going to do. And I found myself getting really frustrated by it. And lo and behold, he's done it. So we'll see. Maybe he comes out and it's a tiki-taka 4-3-3, banter positions. Let's go. David Moyes at the wheel. But I think we know how it's going to go. Still.
Right, well, so I'm going to go disappear. Before I go, just remind everyone, drop a like on the video, subscribe to you, stick around with Charlie. I'll be back at half-time to join in for a chin wag about the verse 45 and hopefully celebrating a surprise lead for the Hammers. But Charlie, I'll see you at half time.
I shall see you at half time. Gio bringing the confidence that only we wish we could right now. The confidence that only wish we could. Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you're well. Outside of the obvious negativity of the lineup and everything else, I do hope you're well. If there are any Wolves fans in the chat today, congratulations. It feels like you're probably going to be enjoying the reaction we're all having. But let's break it down. Let's bring the graphic back on screen. Let's have a look at the 11 specifically. And while I do that, I will ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible, how confident are you of a West Ham result today? And while you do that, let's bring up the teams. Rightio. Let's start with this. Good to see you, Stu, by the way. I'm not assuming he's injured. I'm assuming he's not 100% fit. I'm assuming that's what's happened here. He's saying he is, but, you know, we'll see how it is. Arthur, good to see you. At least you get to see Dan. He's back. He is here. I showed him to Matt Jarvis yesterday, and that was a decision I made. Anyway, Fabianski starts in goal. And while I go through it, let's have a look at some of these confidence levels. Fabianski starts in goal. We have a back four, it looks like, of Soufal, Aged, Ogbonna, and Cresswell. Part of me's slightly terrified as well that we could see Fornals at left wing back because he does tend to match up. You know, David Moyes does tend to match up against 3 at the back teams, although, you know, whatever. Souček, Rice, and Paqueta hopefully in a midfield 3 with Bowen on one side, Fornals on the other, and Mikel Antonio up front. Obviously, we would want Ben Rama there. That's the big one. He is on the bench. If you're looking towards the bench, it's Randolph, Ben Rama down. By the way, I don't know why the media team have put the bench in this order. When I was typing it up, vibes, Dan, vibes. When I was typing it up, I have a lot of bells. I should say that. Bells are available today. There are a lot of bells. I'm not going to do a double one again because that was a bad idea. But I do have bells available. There's 2 bags of them in the fridge. We're ready. I don't know why they put the substitutes in that order. I can't lie to you. I've got no idea. But it's Randolph, Ben Rama, Downs, Johnson, Kera, Lanzini, Emerson, Skamaka, and Zuma. So, like, positive vibes. Skamaka is on the bench. Hopefully that means he's fit enough to play. Zuma is on the bench, which is the bigger one. Hopefully that means he's fit enough to play, potentially starting in the next game. Because I think I was saying this to Stu, who's in the chat as the disabled team, Titch and Kieran yesterday. I think even if a new manager comes in, was I saying this to him or was I saying it to Talking Balls? I don't know. Subscribe to Disabled Team and watch the video from last night. You'll find out. I think even if a new manager was to come in, for example, and Moyes was to leave, you look at the defensive duo of Aged and Zuma, and that would be the partnership going forward regardless. It just would be, you know? And so that, him coming back is obviously a positive. Outside of that, we're kind of at a stretch. E. Davis, good to see you. I imagine imagination playing no youth. Every player losing their value, people playing out of position, not playing informed players. Here's a joke. It's very difficult to disagree with that sort of stuff, right? Alex Chapman, why should we care about relegation if Sullivan doesn't? It's not my money that will go down the drain. Richard is saying his crap 4-2-3-1 that hasn't worked all season with Paqueta and 10. Cool. That's another concern. My okayness with the 11 does kind of hinge on it being a 4-3-3 with Paqueta in the midfield 3 with Rice and Souček. If that is a 4-2-3-1, I'm going to be very frustrated by it. I'm going to... having spoken to Jack when we did the Hamalytics show during the week, and we spoke about sort of how Wolves set up and what could possibly be their vibe and how to capitalize on that, I would almost understand the logic of going for a 4-2-3-1 to try and pin them wide and how that ends up working out with Fornals and everything else. I could almost understand the logic, but that is, again, taking your best... maybe not your best player, but your record signing that was meant to be the guy that should propel us forward into a different style of West Ham football and blunting him again, just dulling him again, when in reality you need him in that 8 position, you need him in the midfield 3. My okayness with the team is kind of balancing on that. Is kind of hoping for that, because if that doesn't exist, then there's a bigger problem. So I hope it's a 4-3-3. Let's take a brief look at the Wolves team to see who we are up against. Jose Sarr starts in defence. In goal. He doesn't start in defence. That'd be wild. With Semedo, Collins, Kilman, and Bueno. You've got Nunes, Neves, and Moutinho in what is, I'll be honest with you, an outrageously good midfield 3. That is an outrageously good 4-3 midfield. Moutinho is obviously waning a bit, but my God. With Hwang, He-Chan, Kuna, and Podence up front. We'll see how they end up sort of balancing around. I'm not entirely certain yet. The substitution: Sarkic, Aitnori, Lamina, Jimenez, Johnny, Totti, Adama, Traore, Hodge, and Campbell. So there are the two teams. And you can tell by the chat's numbers there, not a huge amount of confidence going on today. Not a huge amount of confidence, it must be said. And far from unfair. Far from unfair. I think if you look at it, it makes perfect sense. Wayne saying 1, but having said that, with a CAC lineup, we'll be absolutely buzzing if we do manage to win. That's the one thing, Wayne. Last time we were all very unhappy with the lineup. It was Leeds, and we put in a fairly decent performance against them. Probably the best performance we've put in for months. So I'm sort of trying to convince myself that somehow, because we're unhappy with the lineup, that's a good thing. Now, is that madness? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Just it is. Ed, good to see you. Ed's back, ladies and gentlemen. What a man. Shout out to Ed. I'm very optimistic about today. Also, just before you came on screen, you'd be outside in the cold. True or not? False. I just woken up before. I'd be up for about 35 minutes before I came on screen. I'm wearing a jumper because it's cold, and my face is very red because I have rosacea. So, yeah, that's just life for Charlie Walsh. But good to see you, Ed. I hope you are. Oh, and by the way, the Rona has come fully back recently. Not good. Sai, good to see you, sir. I hope you are well. Good day, young Charlie. I'm not confident at all predicting a cheeky 2-1 win. We'll take that. We'll take that and wave at big man like Charlie, Thank you very much. We'll get on to score predictions very soon, but before that, let's talk about sub bingo, shall we? And that is, of course, the game where we predict where David Moyes will make his first substitution. You don't have to tell me what player it will be, although if you want to add a little bit of spice, you can. You just have to tell me the minute it happens. There is the bench running along the bottom of the screen in positional order-ish. I am going to go with a solid Benrahma 69 minutes for Pablo Fornals. I think it's as simple as that. I think it's as obvious as that. I think it's as easy as that. I think that's what it'll be. I think Benrahma 69 minutes for Pablo Fornals. I suspect he might wait one a bit sooner than that, but I'm going to stick true to it. I am going to stick true to it. I should say as well, of course, it's a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff, which means for some reason you're not allowed to stream it. You're not allowed to watch it in the UK legally. That's just not okay. For some reason, and then they're going to say to you that they're going to come and get you if you watch it. which seems mad to me. That seems kind of bizarre. I understand, like, you know, whatever. But if you are looking for a way to watch the game, I should say there are definitely ways you can do it. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Click on that. It's completely free. Lovely Hammers chat. West Ham community. Fans of all clubs, of course, are welcome. But more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit called Stream Links, which you should find what you are looking for. Scrolling up to the top of the sub bingos because they are sort of flooding in. Athers, Ben, my G, I hope you're well. I hope you're good. I did see you 7 out of 10 in confidence today. Seems like people want us just to lose to get Moyes sacked. True support. Yeah, I'm certainly not that far. I understand the frustration with Moyes, and at this point, just being like, he needs to get out. We just need something else. He's taking us down. I understand that, but I would say that the top tier of like my G. I'm repping my New Day merch. Do you know what I mean? Repping the boys. Do you know what I mean? Good to see you, CV. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. What was I going to say? Right, that was it. Score sub bingo. Where is it? Do you think Royce will be rocking the Cadbury's milk tray t-shirt and soup combo again? We can only hope, Wayne. We can only hope. It's a strong look. 69 says, Dave, you love to see it. Hi, HDU, good to see you. My missus says watching West Ham is turning me into a chain-circuit alcoholic. To be fair, after 50 years of watching that sort of crap, fair. My girlfriend just jumps in the stream and just decides to annoy me in the chat. You know, that's the way it goes. Nuno, good to see you, my friend. Thoughts on Saudi Arabia purchasing the resting territory in Hartford, Connecticut? I hope it doesn't happen. I'm scared it will happen. I don't know what I will do if it does. I'm very, very desperate for that not to happen. What was it? I wish West Ham signed Matthias Cunha. Yeah, me too. He looks very good, to be fair. When I've seen him, he looks very good. Benny's saying 91st minute. Sorry, Jake is saying Benny at the 91st minute. I apologise, Jake. I don't know why I called you Benny there. 78th minute says Major. 67th minute says Chris. 66, Benny on. 81st, Benny for Suchek. 49 minutes says Dave. Benny, 62nd minute. 85th minute, Benny. Moyes makes substitutions. Surprisingly, sometimes he does. He's been a little, to give him his credit, he has been a little bit better recently with substitutions. But that's like praising me for like eating less chocolate in the course of a day. It's like, yeah, but if you only eat chocolate and then you eat one less chocolate bar, it's a bit better, but it's still horrendous. Do you know what I mean? He has been a little bit better in that he's actually done substitutions most of the time. Not great. For 71st minute for Benny says Dark and Blades. Lawrence is saying 72. 65 minutes says Jay Woods. Ben Rama 80th minute for Ben Rama and Skamaka. It would be an exciting double sub if a bit late, but it would be exciting to see. Skamaka. Liam is saying in the 62nd minute, we must have another defender coming in. Why drop Dawson? After all, he's still a West Ham player unless he's injured, of course. Says Dream Villas, Marbella, Spain. I just don't think. I think he's just been left out. And to be fair, we've got 2 centre backs on the bench, so I don't think he's leaving unless we have another centre back coming in. I suspect it will be on loan. But today, I think he's just out because, especially seeing as it's the team that he's potentially going to. I understand David Moyes' opinion on this. I disagree with him. I probably would have played him, but you know, it is what it is. Just Matt says Ben Rama 45 minutes, which would be again positive to some extent. Steve B saying 55. Saying Cresswell to Accrington Stanley, harsh. 91st minute Ben Rama. Lots of Ben Rama coming on, but very late. And I suspect we will all be correct. Spooky Duke, how are you doing, big guy? 65 minutes, 2 subs. Who knows? Spooky Duke. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. 92nd minute, Stephen Russell. Benny, 96 minutes, Dave says. Stress. Like I said, a lot of late subs, specifically for Ben Rama, and that makes sense. If you are looking for the bet phrase today, it is Rice Muller's the Wolves. Jake, I think it was Jake who came up with it. I don't remember who came up with it. Whoever it was smart. I couldn't come up with anything. Gio always asks me right at the end, and I can't. I'm not. My brain is not in that sort of mode to come up with something. So whoever in the chat came up with that was smart. And of course, remember to subscribe while you're around, because if we hit 29,000 subscribers in this stream, we will be giving away a Paqueta t-shirt. Pinned at the top of the comments is the way to just buy it in general if you wanted to. However, if we hit 29k during this stream, which I should probably pull up the live sub count so I can check what it is, we will be giving it away, which is exciting. I didn't know that really until Gio said it. So we need 74 to go. That's doable. That's doable. Like the video while you're down there as well, because what else is doable is 300 before kickoff. It's only a couple of minutes away. It's about 4.5 minutes away kickoff. However, we are only 32 away from hitting 300 likes, which is usually the goal. And past that, it's all house money. So we should be going. Well, thank you. It was a tight one today. It was a tight one. I jumped off your stream. We had a lovely conversation after, and then went straight to the airport. Because you know how these things go. I also have a timer in the top corner if you're wondering how far behind or ahead of you I will be today. I don't know how that will be. You know what it's like with the North Idaho TV network. It's always unsure. We'll see. So if you are wondering that, there is a thing in the top corner. As I will say one last time, because it is Saturday at 3 p.m. and we're not allowed to watch football that's happening in the country, which seems bizarre to me. There are definitely ways you can watch it. Oh, CD's in the chat. Where are you? I saw your name pop up. CD, my G. How are you, bro? How are you? Hope you're well. Hope you're well. And probably early for you, isn't it? Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are zooming in towards kickoff. It is just a couple of minutes away, which means it's time to ask for your final score predictions. You've seen the lineups. You've seen their lineup. You've seen ours. You've seen the subs bench. We've discussed it. We've discussed tactics. We've discussed sub techniques. We've discussed it all. Now is the time to get your final score predictions. Lock them in. Get them in there. It's snowy as per usual, Mark. Snowing in, making the connection difficult to judge and predict. You know, snowy days, snowstorms in the middle of January. You hate to see it. I was watching something the other day and I saw Idaho and my brain went a bit wild. Oh, it was a Napoleon Dynamite. I watched Napoleon Dynamite for the other day for the first time. It's set in Idaho. Didn't even know until I saw him ride on a bike past the house I'm in. Let's go with that. Anyway, let's have a look at some of these score predictions. 1-1, 2-1 Irons, 3-0 Wolves, 2-0 Wolves, 0-0, 1-1, 3-1 Wolves, 2-0, 3-1 Wolves, 2-0 Wolves, 2-0 Wolves, 1-1, 2-0 Wolves, 2-0 Wolves. Good to see you, Luke, by the way. 1-1, 3-0 Mixale coming through with the vibes. Love that. Positive 3-1 to the Hammers. There we go. You love to see it. Moy says we've turned a corner, yet he puts crutches on front and then gives our best player on the bench. I'm going 3-0 Wolves. Stress, I know. Stress freak on a leash. 3-1 loss. 5-4. Yes. Let's go. The Mad Dog himself is going 3-0 Wolves. At least I hope it's the Mad Dog. If it's so, I love to work at Brentford. You know, when you mentioned Brentford, I used to come watch them. It was great. It was grand old time. 1-1, says Stephen. Nicholas saying, I don't care about the score as long as Moyes is sacked today. I think sharing a sentiment of a lot of people, to be fair. I think he'll be disappointed, but, you know, we'll see. Rob saying 2-1 West Ham. Louise is saying 2-1 Wolves. We will lose 3-0. Says Chuck, good to see you, by the way. 1-1, the best we can hope for, I guess. 3 or 2-1 to the Ayers. Wolves score fast. Dave, you love to see it. CB saying 2-2. And CB, to be fair, is quite a smart guy, so, you know. If you are using any sort of stream links, I would highly recommend a VPN and also ad block, obviously. Right, ladies and gentlemen. As I try and fire up the old North Idaho TV network. Not a huge amount of confidence in chat, to be fair. Not unsurprising. Draws are usually the best we can hope for. A couple of scat wins in there, though. Scat wins? That's not a way I should have worded that. Said it out loud now. A couple of scat wins. Always a win when scat's involved. And we will be starting very, very shortly. Need a win, so 1-0 win. There you go. Lewis is saying 3-0 as well. So there's a couple in there. There's a couple. Mark met 2-2, to be fair. Jay, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. Right, let's have a look. What do we do on the likes, by the way? We flew past 300. Look at that. I called it. You lot just went in on them, bruv. You went in on them. We're at 308 likes. You love to see it. You absolutely adore to see it. Where am I looking for? I'm looking for this. That's exactly what I'm looking for. We will go with this. Like I say, I have a timer up in the top corner here, which should, in theory, be exactly where I am and tell you how far behind or ahead of you I end up being, because we don't know until the game starts. It'll probably be there. But ladies and gentlemen, it is West Ham United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers live from Wolves Stadium, which I've forgotten the name of somehow. It's left my brain. Wolves play at, I keep thinking the Den on Craven Cottage because Wolves live in a den, but I know that's Millwall. I'm not an idiot. And obviously Craven Cottage is Fulham. Wolverhampton Wanderers play at the Wolves Stadium. The Wolves Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. And one last time, I will say, if you are looking for a way... the Molyneux, the Molly, thank you. Thank you, Ray and HDU. Thank you. Geniuses, the pair of you. If you are looking for a way to watch it, there are ways to do it. There we go. John's coming up with a conspiracy theory. If you were completely fed up with your job and wanted to get a big payoff rather than quit, what team would you pick to make it not too obvious? I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. We'll see. It is live at the Molyneux. West Ham are going to be the team to kick off. Pablo Fornal's the one to take it. We'll be shooting from left to right. Wolves obviously shooting from right to left. That means both teams in the home kit. Come on, you Irons. It's time to run two things in the words of Peach. Deploy the boys. Let's go. Come on, you Irons. West Ham Wolves, big plays incoming instantaneously. What are we looking for? We're looking to see where Pablo Fornals is, where Paqueta is, where Souček is. What sides are they on? How far forward are they? These are the instantaneous things we're looking at. Paqueta, under the first challenge, has gone down, holding his crotch. Bad time. Nicola, I apologise. Let me bring them up. I didn't click on the thing again afterwards. There you go. Haven't seen it. Wolves line up with Sarr, Semedo, Kilman, Collins, Bueno, Nunes, Neves, Moutinho, Hwang, Cunha, and Podence. West Ham line up with Fabianski, Sufal, Aged, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Souček, Rice, Paqueta, Bowen, Fornals, and Michael Antonio. Thank you very much, Stu. Yeah, fair. Very fair. Very, very fair. You all know how this ends. Alex, a bit more confidence, bro. A bit more confidence. Not that I blame you for having none, but yeah. Okay, initial thing that I was hoping wouldn't be the case, although seems to be. In defense specifically, it seems that Ogbonna is playing left centre back, which is quite a scary prospect. Ogbonna's playing left centre back and Aged playing right centre back. I mean, he has to play one side, so it's not that he's playing necessarily. That's the scary prospect, although whatever. I mean, you can make those judgments for yourself. But specifically, the fact that that means we have a left-hand side of Cresswell and Ogbonna. That's quite scary. That's not going to fill me with bundles of confidence, I can't lie. Second thing to mark is it does look like a three in midfield. I mean, in defence, they are at least holding that sort of shape. Souček is on the right-hand side, which is making me a bit concerned because usually when Souček is on the right-hand side, that means it's a midfield 2, double pivot, as opposed to a midfield 3. Although the defensive positioning when we were in... with the defensive positioning when they were on the ball did seem to be a very clear 4-3-3. So hopefully that is the case. We can live in hope. Ball over the top, looking for Podence. I think couldn't quite find him. It's the North Idaho TV network working its magic, he said. Wang on the ball, laid short. Cunha hits it. Block from Aged. It's going to be a corner very early on. Corner very early on for Wolves. Where's the one I'm looking for? Last one. Okay. It's nice play from Wolves, counter-attacking. And Aged does well, but we're so far across when that sort of thing happens. It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. Lawrence, hello from Kentucky, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. It's going to be a corner from the right-hand side for Wolves. 3 minutes in. I'm not too concerned about set pieces from Wolves' perspective. We should be able to deal with those. Turns out their corner was awful. It just goes straight to Paqueta, who's the front man. headed away. Wolves collect the ball, look to try and replay it back into the box. Fabianski comes and collects it with some sort of confidence. Will be taking that. Well, that's a nice throw quickly out, but Bowen had no clue where it was, and Wolves are happy to see that one out. I tell you what, nicely done though. I admire him going for the quick release. Something we don't see Fabianski doing too often, so I was quite happy with that. Bowen didn't have any idea where the ball was looking over his shoulder, and it was already far ahead of him. And it goes out for a Wolves throw-in. But still, Wolves throw it in their half. If we get thrown in our half, of course, we are, screwed. We are, of course, in trouble. You know. Defensively, definitely the shape is definitely a 4-3-3. Souček and Paqueta are basically in line with each other on either side of Rice, who's very central. That's good. That's a good sign. Bowen just completely manhandled there. Bowen just got pinged off like a pinball ball, bro. Well, that's a nice ball forward to Pablo Fornals down the left-hand side, who's in behind Semedo. Semedo's managed to catch back up to him, but he pulls it on, pulls it in, lays it short to Cresswell. Do you know what was a nice idea? Maybe could have been something a bit more better. Maybe could have been a little bit better with the ball in, but that wasn't bad. Pablo Fornals took it on the inside, then back heels it for Cresswell, who tries to play in a driven cross first time. We have a throw-in, which means there is no movement or interesting things happening. Don't worry about it. On the left-hand side from the corner quadrant, it's taken quickly. Paqueta bullied off the ball there, and now Wolves have the opportunity to go forward. Podence plays it out wide to Hwang on the right-hand side, who takes on Declan Rice. Rice covers well that time. I tell you what, I've been critical of Rice recently. I don't think he's been up to his usual levels, but that was well done. Just marshalled him well, got sort of in line with him, showed him down the line, which is where he didn't want to go, held him back. Nicely done. Ed is with us. Excitingly, Ed is with us. What a time to be alive. Absolute legend. Dawson to Wolves after this game, you'd suspect so. I mean, it feels like it's probably likely. I mean, listen, if he doesn't join Wolves after this, it's a good sign. It means he's chosen to stay. It means he wants to stay. Because obviously, we could have... the fact he's not playing today shows that it's playing on his mind somewhat. So if he stays after this, that's a really good sign for us. Because it means he's decided he wants to stay. However, I don't know if that'll be the case, if I'm being honest about it. We'll see what happens. I suspect he will join Wolves. West Ham on the attack. This is a nice play down the right-hand side to Soufal. Tries to put the ball in. The North Idaho TV network does some stress. Played in. Bowen hits it. Ooh. Save from Jose Sa. Save from Jose Sa. Morning, Gary. Hope you're well, bro. Mikel Antonio down the left-hand side, taking on Nathan Collins. Pings it in. It's a ball over the top of literally everyone. The ball wasn't bad. The positioning from Antonio looking to try and attack him. That again, Antonio shifting out to that left-hand side is going to be useful today. Given the weaknesses of Wolves down that side defensively, specifically, Moutinho's down holding his head. That'll be something that could be very useful. If he does his usual thing of drifting out into those positions. Moutinho goes down after a collision with Rice. I'll be honest with you, Moutinho wasn't even close to looking at the ball, so he's kind of his own fault there. Yeah, I think if Mikel Antonio does his usual thing of shifting over to that left-hand side when the ball comes forward, running down that sort of channels, making issues there, could be good. And again, if we're playing this 4-3-3, which we seem to be, that will allow Thomas Souček to get in and around the area, which means him pulling out wide, putting in balls. We've got Bowen in there. We have Suchik in there. People who can capitalize on these things, whether it's a bit of nice positioning, right place, right time, whether it's a header, that sort of stuff. Not a bad thing necessarily. I would have preferred to see Skamaka start. My gut says, happy birthday, Rice, of course, Katie, of course. My gut says that he's not playing because he's still not 100% fit. And if he's not 100% fit, my gut, I wouldn't start him either. That would be something I wouldn't do either. So I'm not going to criticize Moyes too heavily for that, because it is probably the same decision I would make, even though it's kind of frustrating. Bailey is asking in all caps, what you watch game? Bailey, I'm in America, so I can watch it legally. However, as I always say, if there is a way, if you want to watch it, there are definitely ways you can find it. But I do love the all caps energy you're bringing, Bailey. I do love the all caps energy you're bringing. Moutinho, nice run down the right-hand side, lays it off to Semedo, who's got forward, takes on Aaron Cresswell, does well there to get the block. Paqueta tries to just hook it away, can't quite. Sorry, Fornals can't quite get the hook away. Wolves decide to recycle possession instead. And if the counter-attack from Wolves is obviously an incredible threat, right? Always good run, trying to just dink it through to the middle. It was a calm pass from Aged, but Bowen was not ready for it in any way, shape or form, and Wolves pick up possession of the ball again in a very dangerous area. They again try to recycle it. Podence lays it short to Neves, dinks across. The header in from Moutinho wasn't well, and then an overhead clearance from Pablo Fornals. And we are sitting incredibly deep right now. Every single person but Mikel Antonio is back, trying to stop this from going forward. Paqueta has vacated the shape to try and press. How dare he? How dare he always... How dare he try to not just sit in front of the defence the entire game. Big ball over the top, looking for Semedo. It's a good ball, a good control down. He looks to try and play it in. He's got a couple of people in there. Just behind Podence, thank Christ for that. Souček hooks it away, although it lands straight at the feet of, I think, Nunes. Oh, and the North Idaho TV network working its magic. Skips forward. Apparently, it doesn't end up in the net, and West Ham are on the attack. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Whooped in. Soufal can't quite get anywhere. Played away. It is definitely that 4-3-3, by the way. It's just for some reason Souček and Paqueta have switched sides. Not sure why. As I was saying, I mean, the counter-attack from Wolves is an obvious threat, right? When Wolves want to ping against us, if we're a little bit high, they have the pace, they have lots of good attacking players who can get in behind us. It's obviously a very scary situation, right? But having said that, Cunha fouls, I think that was a Gerd there, he fouls him, just bundles him over. We'll take that free kick. However, having said that, one of the things that I've been seeing recently from Wolves, and it's just something they are capable of doing when you have a lot of sort of players who are technical and attack and can link up nicely, is that link up play can pull teams apart. I'm thinking specifically, I know there was some luck to it, but the Hwang chance against the Hwang goal against Liverpool, where it was a bit of nice link up play, in behind goal, right? That can be very concerning for us. If they can find that space, if they can find that link up play, we're going to be in deep doo-doo. So far, they're not managing to do it. Right? They are only really getting danger on the counter-attack when we get to the point where we're sitting deep and that link-up play would come into effect. They're not really pulling it out right now. It's playing out how David Moyes would want it to play out. Offensively, we're showing next to now. It's been almost all Wolves, which is very frustrating. Have you learned how to apparate? I took an early flight to America. A very early flight to Mr. DeVito's holiday home. Although I wish I could apparate, you know, like the Potter Puppet Pals. What song that is? Apparate. I'm going to have to listen to that after this. What's that song called? Potter Puppet Pals. Apparate. The Apparate Suite, that was it. There's something nice to off this. Cresswell don't box it enough, don't he? That's Num Huang. Love that. Very happy with that one, right? Yeah, I mean, I really like Aaron Cresswell. And I think he's been one of our most consistent performers over the last couple of years. And I think before the World Cup, I was still really happy with his performances, or still happy enough with his performances. Since the World Cup, he's struggled a lot. Oh, ball again. Pedence was looking for Semedo on the overlap. Again, Semedo gets so far forward. There's such a good gap there. If we had Ben Rama on good interception from Souček in the end, and then just hooked away from Ogbonna, it's going to be Wolves throw-in. It's going to be a Wolves throw-in inside our half. Everyone buckle up. Buckle up. Thank you, Katie. It's very kind of you. Appreciate it. It's very kind of you to say it. I appreciate that. Big ping out wide. Semedo collects it. Thankfully, their throw-in was awful. The excitement would be large. Celtic, the excitement would be large. As you can tell, Celtic/Celtic, I have once again 69% possession for Wolves, by the way, if you're wondering. As you can tell, I have once again forgotten what you told me was the correct pronunciation, whether it was Celtic or Celtic. I apologise. I'm an idiot, and I forgot. Huang plays it out wide to Semedo. Fornals shows him inside. He does a couple of step overs, then goes for a shot amazingly for some reason. Shot from range, ends up getting a deflection. Paqueta lays it short to Cresswell, who gets it out wide to... Well, he tried to get it to Antonio, but that's well defended. I mean, again, it was just a sort of hopeful punt forward. It was just a hopeful punt forward looking for it, but doesn't quite work out. Laid out wide to the left now, this time to Bueno. Nunes. Into Moutinho. Collins tries to lay it in. Good tackle from Paqueta. It's going to be a throw-in in our half again. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. It could be a terrible situation. Or they could have bad throw-ins like us. Let's find out what it is. Thankfully, Semedo walked backwards about 10 yards and then threw it all the way back to the centre-back. So we're fine. For now, we're safe. For now, we're safe. Moutinho lays it short to Neves. Not seen too much of Neves in the game so far. Happy with that. Can't lie, happy with that. Laid short. Pinged out wide to the left-hand side. Bueno's there. Tries to play it in first time. Soufal can't quite get it. Pedence wins a corner off Soufal. Oh my... Stewart. 10 pounds towards the Babyfell fund. Thank you very much, Stuart. That's very kind of you. You did not need to do that, my friend. You did not need to do that whatsoever. That's incredibly kind of you, bro. Incredibly kind of you. Thank you very much. We do have, don't worry, we do have baby bells. We do have baby bells available. But Stu, oh, thank Christ, it's not a corner. Apparently, it was a free kick. I thought it was going to be a corner. But Stuart, thank you very much. It's too kind of you. You didn't need to do that whatsoever, bro. Let me put your name in the thing. Oh, Michael Antonio, maybe a free kick? No, referee says no. Charging forward. Thank you very much once again, Stuart. It's very, very kind of you, bro. Too kind of you. Fornals with the ball. Antonio was going forward there. Tried to, as I was typing in Stu's name in the top thing, subscribe to the Disabled Team if you haven't already. He tried to take it through, goes down. Referee said nothing to be done. There was a call for handball just before from the Wolves fans as well on Mikel Antonio. Neither of them working out. Jared Bowen doing his classic running backwards technique. You love to see it. We pass it all the way back to centre backs. You gotta love when your right winger picks up the ball, runs about 20 yards backwards and then passes it all the way back to your centre-backs. It's just dynamic play. Laid short from Paqueta back to Ogbonna. West Ham trying to find their way forward, but just can't find the space. I'll tell you what, Wolves' positioning right now is very nice. They're cutting out all kinds of passing lanes and just looking for us to just punt it forward. That's a really nice crossfield diag from Aguirre, to be fair. Really nice into the path of Cresswell. Instantaneously, the space is only available for passing it backwards once again. That little bit of trepidation in our play. No risks. Oh, nice 1-2 there by Bowen and Soufal, to be fair. And Bowen's in a good position to get across in Soufal with the overlap. Finds Mikel Antonio in the centre of the box. Lays it short to Paqueta. Souček. Antonio with... Antonio goes down. So does the Wolves player. So does Bueno. It's not going to be a penalty. I don't think so. Oh, that was annoying. It was so close. The passing play was nice. The ball into Antonio was good. He picks up the ball. He's facing the wrong way. He decides to just lay it short to Paqueta, who lays it short to Souček, who can't find a space. He decides to play it into Antonio. And him and Bueno, in my mind, that's a very 50-50 sort of shoulder-to-shoulder situation. Both end up going down. I wouldn't say that's a pen, but... Annoying, because that was so nice. We got the ball into their box. We had the control of the ball in their box, and we just didn't pull the trigger. Again, it's just that little bit of lack of confidence. A confident player, either Souček, Paqueta, or Antonio there, find a way to take a shot from that situation. One of them does. That's a really nice ball out to Semedo. Fired across the box. Jesus Christ. And Soufal's the one who ends up having to clear it. That corridor of uncertainty pullback is so powerful against us. And the ball to Semedo out wide was really nice. And his fires it across the box low really well. Thankfully, Soufal ends up clearing it. I think the North Idaho TV network has just gone down. And not even in a skippy sense. In a you can no longer see this sense. So let's have a look for that. But yeah, it's so unfortunate. I think a more confident player fixes that. A more confident player grabs it and goes with it, and it just doesn't happen. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If anything, we were saying Dawson could be playing for a move. I think with Antonio, it's potentially the other way around. Potentially the other way around. Yeah. He's still strong. It's just he's always been someone who goes down a bit easy. It's just when he was the problem is when he was on the wing, he obviously had incentive to stay up because you're trying to find a way to work the ball into the box. When you're up front, you're the leading guy. There's not really much you can do in that situation. So he just goes down, and it's very frustrating to watch. I don't know. Alex, are you saying you completely sober for the first time in 20 years? If so, congratulations. I don't know. I've probably missed some of the conversation here. I apologize if I have, but congratulations if that's the case. Because Jesus Christ, it's a difficult thing to do, especially with West Ham away at the moment. But that's incredible. It's a very impressive thing to do if that is the case. I apologize if I've missed the rest of it because I'm not sure. I'm not saying there was space to shoot. I'm not saying there was space to shoot. The bloodless. What I'm saying is a more confident player takes a touch to get it out of their feet to find a way to shoot. A more confident player takes the shot even if there isn't necessarily that space to take the shot with. The fact that they're just trying to pass it around is again looking at it and going, there's no space, and laying it off. Not going, right, how are we going to put this in? Just being like, lay it off, lay it off, lay it off. That's the difference. It's not necessarily that there was space to shoot, although I do think I would have to watch the replay before I made that opinion. I would have to watch the replay again. It's that a more confident player would be able to go bang and take it, or even if there wasn't space, go bang and take it anyway. Do you know what I mean? That's sort of what I'm trying to say. Not necessarily that there was space to shoot. To be clear. I don't want to misrepresent my stupidity. Fair play, mate. Fair play. That is a huge thing to do. That is a massive thing to do. It's a near impossible thing to do as well. So fair play. It's incredibly impressive. Incredible, and that's genuinely incredibly impressive. Yeah, I apologize for saying stuff that I wasn't You know what it's like. You know what it's like. Because you've been around here long enough, Bloodless, to see me get very frustrated when Declan Rice is just taking shots from everywhere. It's a confidence thing. He has the confidence to do it, but I find it very frustrating where he's just taking random pot shots from everywhere. Do you know what I mean? It's that thing. It's that thing. For now, I was going for a shot from range, just point taken straight into the defender there, and now Wolves can go through with a counter attack. Cunha does well. There was a moment there where he sort of puts he does well enough to find space, and everyone else backs off him enough to the point where he could turn around to the referee and go, "Isn't that a foul?" and then say no and still have the ball without any sort of pressure on him at all. Oh, my HE, how are you, sir? How was your stream earlier? I wanted to watch it, but I'll be honest with you, I did not wake up in time. I did not wake up in time. How was the stream earlier? I don't even remember what the score. What was the score? Someone just said it there. Can't believe they lost. They lost. You love to see it, don't you? Really, you do love to see it. We're not vibing our way forward right now, you know. It's the right formation, but I just don't think it's fully playing out how I would want it to. Man United win 2-1. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Incredible. Incredible. Yeah, bruv, I've got to go back and watch it then. I regret not waking up now. I regret not waking up. Cheers, Kay. I regret not waking up now. What an L. What an L on my path. Wolves trying to find a way forward. Yeah, the formation's correct, but we're just not there. We're not committing enough. The thing is you sort of have to play a midfield three as well. You can't really go for a 4-2-3-1 or anything else, or a 3-4-3 or whatever. Their three in midfield will absolutely blitz you. Even if Moutinho isn't quite what he once was, he's still a good enough midfielder, and especially alongside Neves and Nunes, who are both great midfielders, to really cause you some damage. And with a midfield three like that, you can't really go to a midfield two. You can't really play a 4-2-3-1. And I feel like there's a little bit here of us just not stepping to them enough. It is a 4-3-3. We are playing a 4-3-3, but we're not taking it to them enough, you know? We're not taking it to them enough. We're pressing now, though. They're passing it around at the back very dangerously. Mikel Antonio, I tell you what, going in on Jose Sarr does really well there to force him into an awkward pass to Semedo. Ogbono battles, and that's really nice work from Wolves. They could be through here. We've got enough people back, but there's an option out on the wide on the left-hand side. He finds him. Huang, trying to find his way in. Tried to find a shot. The WOLWHU TV network at that exact moment, not good. Not good for me. Laid short to Neves, shoot, deflects, and thankfully Fabianski comes and collects it. But that was they did really well there. For once, we actually pressed. We actually stepped forward towards them for once there and tried to put it on them. We put ourselves in a good position to try and force them into awkward passes, and they did. The pass from Sarr out to Semedo was very awkward, and there was enough people there where we should have been able to nip the ball away, but we didn't do it. And Semedo finds a really nice pass out, and Wolves managed to get a counter-attack. And again, that's what we were just talking about. That counter-attack from Wolves can be very, very dangerous and very scary. You know? What can you do? We are Ooh, we are only 58 subscribers now away from the giveaway. So if we can get 58 subscribers before the end of the stream today, which is possible, we've already got a bunch, and we've got like 25 or something. We will be giving away the Paqueta shirt. Do I get 2k likes? Yeah, sure, go on then. What are we at now? We're at 357, so we're doing well, actually, to be fair. We won't get 2k though, so yes, if we hit 2k likes on this stream as I am live, I will twerk. It will never happen, but I'll say that because it will never happen. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was close from Wolves. It drops it into, I think it was Ruben Neves in the box, who tries to just take it down, spin on the sort of half volley turn. And it goes significantly high. So it's fine. It's fine. It's floppage, but scary for a moment. North Idaho TV Network is letting me down, people. It's a sad state of affairs. It's a sad state of affairs. Paqueta playing it out wide. Should probably, let's try and get the timer ever so slightly closer. It's a bit difficult because it's obviously a very stop-starty situation, but we'll get it at least a little bit closer, so it's sort of roughly in the vicinity. It was about 20 seconds off there. Do it from there. That's about right. Played in the path of Mikel Antonio, wins a free kick. Having said that, Mikel Antonio is putting in a performance that can only put Wolves off. I will say, if you look at this Wolves formation, they're not really playing an out-and-out striker, and you could make the argument that having someone like, well, that's not a bad ball from Soufal, just behind Antonio, can't quite get there. Cresswell on the far side, picks it up, tries to put the ball in. It's not a bad ball from Soufal. He fired that in with some zhuzh. Paqueta does well there. First one doesn't work. It's not a bad ball in towards Souček. Bowen's almost there. Soufal's going to take a shot. Oh my God, it's blocked. It's blocked just by the Wolves defender. I think it was going wide, but blocked just by the Wolves defender and doesn't quite work out. Close. It's going to be a free kick to Wolves. It was a good opportunity. Soufal fired it across the box with some good pace there, just behind Mikel Antonio at full stretch. Can't quite stop it. It lands at Aaron Cresswell's feet. Lays it back to the cross, doesn't quite work out. Lays it back to Paqueta, manages to sort of deflect his way into getting across into the box with the second attempt, and then Souček nods it sort of on to the path of Bowen, who was there. Can't quite get onto the end of it, but close. The best opportunity we've had, if we're being honest about it, the best opportunity we've had. Enjoy FIFA, Freddy, while you do. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Good tackle from Rice, just getting that one forward. Again, these sort of positions, we're getting into fairly decent pressing positions, but Wolves are getting through it quite easy, and that counter-attack can be so dangerous that it's a scary prospect, but one that you've got to go for it. If you want to try and press and make it, mate. You've got to go for it. You can't let it. You can't back out of these things. I think it's probably very scary for David Moyes. Aaron Cresswell doing well up against Nelson Semedo there. And then we just completely pin him, and that's a really nice reverse pass there. Tell you what, Souček does well to cover it. We had three people there in Fornals, Cresswell, and Rice, all trying to stop. This Fornals gets tackled from behind, the pass can't go forward. Wolves reclaim the ball. And Semedo does a really nice reverse pass in. Again, does well to deal with that. Really well to deal with that. But it's good covering from Souček. Wolves have got so much of the possession right now. It really is all Wolves. I mean, what we were talking about with Gio before the game in the build-up about us just trying to keep it tight and hold on for the 45 minutes is very, very accurate. Rice lays it short to Fornals. Into the path of Soufal. Bowen back to Fornals, looking for Soufal on the run through. Goes up with Max Kilman, loses out on the header, but does win a throw-in in a good area. Will be taking that. Hello, Woody. You alright, bro? How are you? Hope you're well. Just wondered how deep we're sitting. I can have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let me pull it up and see if they have the average. They should have a heat map up. Gerd plays it out wide. We're getting a bit of possession at the moment. Not unreal, but a bit of possession at the moment. Oh my god. So I can show you the heat map right now. Let me pull that up. Let me move this out of the way. Hopefully this works. It does, yeah. So you can see this is West Ham. So the one on the right hand side here, this is West Ham's heat map here, and that is Wolves. As you can see, Wolves are of course having a lot more possession of the ball, but you can see like they've just like sort of ventured into these spaces, getting a bit more further forward. This is just heat maps of where they're collecting it, right? Freddie, by the way, try not to spam. Yeah, but you can see from West Ham, there's basically nothing happening at all. Nothing happening at all. You can also see from the touches. I mean, 180 compared to almost 300 at that point is kind of ridiculous. Let's see, though, if I can find an average positions right now. I don't know if they're available yet. Maybe I'll go and have a look. But yeah, like I said, Freddie, try not to spam, bro. Let's have a gander. Free kick in not a bad area for West Ham. Not a bad area at all. Moutinho's complaining about it. Ball got played forward. It was a heavy touch from Cunha. Takes it over. Bowen manages to collect the ball, takes it over. And Moutinho he manages to sort of bounce off the first challenge from Cunha. And then as Moutinho comes diving in, can't quite escape that one either. And it's an obvious free kick. It's not a bad position. It's too far away to shoot. And Declan Rice is the one standing over it stressfully. But it's too far away to shoot. However, it's not exactly a bad position to try and create something, anything. Declan Rice hoofs it in towards the box. Hogbonner can't quite his head onto it. Wolves instantly come away with it. Cunha plays it forward. Cunha plays it back, which is then played forward. And this is a nice counter-attacking opportunity from Wolves. Again, looking for Hwang. And Soufal does well to just cut it out the first time. Second time, Rice does well. We can see the throw-in in a scary area for West Ham. But we at least stop the possession from going forward there, to be fair. You, of course, don't feel like you can't say anything, my friend. Just try not to spam, that's all. Just try not to spam. Wolves play it out wide to the left-hand side. Bueno on the ball. Nice 1-2 there into a good position. Plays not a bad ball in. And Ogbono's clearance is all kinds of whack. All kinds of whack. It's going to be a corner to Wolves. That's what I was looking for. I can't find average positions at the moment. I can find other things, but not at the moment. We'll have a look at half-time a little bit deeper. Thankfully, the ball in. Ooh, I was going to say, thankfully, the ball was awful, but it arrived at Ruben Neves at the back. Sort of, I was say back post, just outside the area, quite far away. He takes a swing at it, and thankfully, it goes high and wide. It was a brief, scary moment there. A very brief, scary moment. Yeah, mine's. It keeps skipping around. This is like what I'll do is I'll change it to where it is now on my screen, which will be about here once I press go. And then the second I do that, then it skips and then goes back again, and I'm just like, it's a fool's errand trying to keep up with it when using the North Idaho TV network, of course. I mean, it's difficult to look at, right? About 10 minutes from half time. You're talking 7 plus whatever stoppage time. So about 10 minutes away from half time. A bad half of football, and one that I think David Moyes will be happy with, depressingly. I think I make Hove right? I have a drastic idea, take Fornals out, play Skamaka up front with Antonio, or take Fornals out, put Ben Rama out wide, maybe bring Skamaka on for Antonio. Because Antonio's movement's not doing loads. It's created one or two bits and pieces, but it's not doing loads. And at that stage, you have to... Everton 1-0 Southampton. Okay. Listen, whatever. Well, whatever. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I feel like that movement just isn't giving us a lot right now, and I think having someone who's better at link-up play would probably be more useful. You know, I don't know. Does it put us in a relegation zone? I'm not sure because we're drawing. I think we're probably still out of it. I think. But I'm not sure. Dave Moyes just tried to flick the ball to someone to take a throw in, and it missed everyone and just sort of sadly bounced onto the pitch. And if that isn't indicative of today's player, I don't know what is. "40 minutes in, I just think, would David Moyes be disappointed with this?" Sean, here is the bench, my friend. He is on the bench. Would David Moyes be disappointed with this so far? I don't know if he would. I'm not saying he'd be happy with it. To be clear, I don't think he would be happy with it. But I certainly think if you ask the two managers at half-time, how can take... Mikel Antonio was manhandled to an extreme extent there. He stays on his feet, which fair play to him. This is rarity for Mikel Antonio to some extent. But Max Kilman, who's obviously been told to man-mark him, literally just hold him and just walked with him slowly but surely away from the guy. That was ridiculous. I understand what the ref is saying is that there wasn't like the most amount of contact in the way, but it's just like it's just obstruction. Anyway, if you'd asked the two managers at half time who's more content, if you rated it on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least content, 10 being the most content, David Moyes would certainly be higher out of 2. Mikel Antonio, he can get next by a bit of space, but can't. The ball to Paqueta was all kinds of poor. Nowhere close. It's going to be a goal kick straight out. Or is it to Pablo Fornals, actually, rather than Paqueta? Because Paqueta and Souček seem to have swapped sides again. He would. I can't say he wouldn't be, you know. No high kicks. I will say the cardboard at the back that holds him up is starting to disintegrate a little bit, and so I probably need to fix that. Get a bit of I probably need to reinforce that somehow. Maybe get some new cardboard, sellotape it to it or something. I don't know, because it's very difficult to stand up now. I can't lie. Big ball forward looking for Mikel Antonio, who is as isolated as you would expect. Wolves pick up the ball. I'm done with this half. I'm already done with this half, by the way. I'm already done with it. Like, we just punted it at Mikel Antonio there, who was so isolated, and I'm just like, what are we actually going to do here? What are we doing? What are we doing? Someone explain, because I can't figure it out. Because I'll be honest with you, we aren't doing now. I would also like to bring up... No, I wouldn't. I'm gonna leave it. I was gonna say something there, but I think it's too harsh. I'm gonna back out that one. Bueno on the ball. Tries and successfully finds Cunha. Puts the ball into a really dangerous area and no one can quite get there. It's a matter of time before Wolves scores, it feels like at this point. It feels like a matter of time. We've just got nothing. It's really difficult to watch. We've somehow had When did we have 4 shots? When did that happen? When did we have 2 shots on target? Sufal. Oh, Cunha hits it, deflects out. It's going to be another corner. It just feels like a matter of time. I mean, Wolves have had significantly more shots than us. They've only had the same amount on target somehow, but it feels like a matter of time. Possession-wise, they've had 68% possession compared to our 32%. They've been all over us in terms of that. Touches, obviously, they've had significantly more. They've had almost twice as many. Passes, they've had over twice as many. Key passes, they've had twice as many. Accurate passes, they've had almost 3 times as many as we've had. Total passes, they've had over 2 times as many. You know, it's just all Wolves right now, man. Neves takes a shot, deflects upwards, back out to Bueno on the left-hand side, although it's well done by Sufal just to nod it into the path of Declan Rice, who takes a little bit too long, although it's a good ball in towards Mikel Antonio. Tries his hardest to get ahead of Semedo, who, to be fair, has the pace to stop that, but we win a free kick, we win a throw-in at least in a good area. Thank you, Martin. Very kind of you to watch or listen to in any sense. I'm trying to make us sound okay. We're failing miserably because we're not. We're very not good. Played in, looking towards Antonio, can't quite get there to whip in from, I think, Pablo Fornals. And now a foul against Sufal. Wolves free kick just outside the area. We will see in a second how much stoppage time we have. 2-3 minutes, something like that, probably. Not much. Probably 2, I reckon. Yeah, 2 minutes of added time. 2 minutes of added time. I mean, we can look at the stats. Let me pull them up on the screen at the same time. While Wolves take this free kick, you can see down here, I mean, if you're looking at total shots, you can see Wolves have had 9 compared to our 4. Apparently, we've had 2 on target, although I don't remember them. Sufal one for some reason is ringing a bell, but whatever. But you can see Wolves have had over twice the amount of shots than us. They've had the same amount on target, but still twice the amount. We've had a lot of blocks, which makes sense. We usually do block the ball quite a lot. Possession-wise, you can see touches. They've seen almost had 2 times as much. You can see possession-wise, they're on 68 compared to our 32. Pass success, you can see obviously it's significantly higher. Look at the difference in accurate passes. They've had almost 3 times as many accurate passes as we have, 2 times as many key passes. Twice as many, just over twice as many total passes. I mean, it's just bad reading. It just is. It's not fun in any way, shape, or form to figure out. That's the wrong button. To figure out what's going right and wrong here. It just, everything looks bad, and it feels like a matter of time before they score. Every time we get forward into sort of any sort of position, it feels like we're sort of at full stretch. Nothing quite fine. Throw into Antonio, deflects out instantaneously. They win the ball back. It's just pointless. It's just pointless work. Paqueta does well there, to be fair. To nod it onto Sufal. Sufal tries to nod it back into him. A little bit run of our luck, a little bit there. Cunha does well to dink it over Ogbonna. Doesn't quite work out. I'm assuming it's half time because I can see in the chat, not in the chat, in the back room, that Gio Mac is here. Gio, how are you? Do you remember? Let me just rewind 45 minutes. Do you remember when we both said, and we both said this, that if it was 0-0 at half-time, maybe we'd feel a little bit more like confident because it's like, well, maybe the plan's working. I'll be real with you. We're 45 minutes later and I don't feel that vibe.
No, because I don't feel like it's working. I think it's working because Wolves aren't good enough rather than because we're playing that well. But listen, there's 2 sides of me here. First of all, there's the positive side, which is greater than it was before the game because it's 0-0. We have an opportunity now at half time, obviously, to make some changes and try and go on and win this game. And I believe we can. I think Wolves are there for the taking. I agree with that. I think they'll be thinking the same about us. They'll be looking at their bench without Nuri, Traore. They'll be thinking, oh, let's get them on and go for it. But this is a case of which manager's going to move first and which manager's going to do best. And I think this is where I would love to see Moyes just go for it. I would love to see 2 or 3 players coming on for West Ham at half time and think, wow, go on, Dave, here we go. There's a manager that's going for it. And for them to come out and go, oh, crap, they've already played their card. They've rolled the dice already. That's the positive side of it because I think we can go on and win this. I think they don't look particularly great. They've got 1 or 2 players playing well, but Fabianski's not been busy. Despite us looking a little bit rocky, defensively, I don't think we're solid. The keepers had minimal to do. So we're doing plenty right. But I have no faith in that occurring. I have no faith in the 3 substitutes happening at half-time. And I think the reason that worries me is because David Moyes' team selection thus far has been justified by the fact that it's 0-0 at half-time. He can then do his impact sub. It's just that we're going to need another 15 minutes before that occurs. And if come the hour market it's still 0-0, then I will get more optimistic. But I'll be honest with you, Charlie, I think football-wise, it's not that great. I think Gerd looks really good and really uncomfortable at the same time, playing on that side of the defence. And a couple of times he's had to play with his right foot. He's not done it and then got caught out.
Yeah.
But distribution-wise, on his left foot is really good. A couple of really good blocks from him. And I think we're seeing some good performances out there. I think my biggest frustration perhaps would be that Fornals is doing this hybrid role of a left wing back where we're in possession, he pushes forward, out of possession, he gets back. And it's just turning Semedo into a right winger, to be honest with you. And for the first 15, 20 minutes, 2 or 3 times, Martinho and Neves was just clipping it over the top of our defence for Semedo to run in behind. And I just thought, well, we're inviting that onto ourselves. But I guess the question is, would Moyes trust Benrahma to do that job? Absolutely not. There is no way Benrahma could do that job. So I'm so at the minute, Charlie, but I'm a bit, I don't know.
I think the frustrating thing is that if you were to ask both the managers at half time, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy they were with the first half, David Moyes would be significantly higher than
Lopetegui. He would.
I don't think Lopetegui would be anywhere near positive.
Lopetegui looks annoyed at half time. He looks like he's storming down that tunnel away to change something. Whereas, like you said, our manager's probably walking down that tunnel happy. And to some extent, it's down to the players as well. Just before half time, we built up a little situation on the left hand side where we had Souček, Antonio, and Paqueta all in the box. And Creswell and Fornals just passed it between them, gave it to Rice, who lofted it over to the right hand side, and the half time whistle blew. Like, well, we're not creating many opportunities, so when we do get bodies forward, we've got to do something with it. Antonio is playing efficiently and terrible at the same time, which is really contrasting. He's giving their centre back something to think about physically, but other than that, he's been next to useless. Took 3 touches to bring down a simple pass from Paqueta and then overhit a simple pass to Fornals. It's frustrating. The thing is, though, Charlie, Wolves are there for. We can go on and win this game. Yeah. But changes must occur, and I'm not confident that those changes will occur.
I agree. Before I run off, Gio, I'll give you an update on the sub counter because we are getting there. We're at 947 right now, so we are only 53 off. When I joined, I think we were like 70 something. So we're getting there slowly. 53 more subs before the end of this stream. We're giving away a Paqueta shirt, but that won't happen at half time while I'm going to toilet. So enjoy yourself while I do that.
Cheers. Right, it's time to see what you are all saying. So get involved in the live chat. Give me your thoughts on the first 45 at the Molyneux. It's 0-0 at the break. As Charlie said, if you're new to Hammer's Chat, please subscribe. Over 1,000 of you joining me right now. Thank you very much for your support. Please do drop a like on the video. It helps out this video right now. It pushes up the algorithm. So if someone searches WOLWHU West Ham on YouTube right now, this video is more likely to be at the top of the recommendations. But like I said, subscribe if you're new to Hammer's Chat. We're nearly on 29,000 subs. We hit 29,000 in this video. We're giving someone a t-shirt. Right, let's see what you're all saying. Mark says, bring Benrahma on for Fornals. Downs on for Souček to help Sufal out on the right, leaving Benrahma with a free attacking role up front. Yank fan says Sufal always gives an effort, and today he's being good. Not always the case. I think he's playing well, actually. I think I'm happy with what I've seen from Sufal. Toby says Souček's been all right, but his crossing is so bad. Brent says winning this game solves nothing. We'll discuss that later. It's about trying to win the game, I guess. Dream Villa says with nothing going forward, I think Wolves must be thinking this team is never going to score. Nutella said our best player in the first half is a centre-back. Says a lot, doesn't it? Don't disagree. I think he has possibly been. I think Rice is having a good game as well. Daza says we maybe will get away with playing like this against the weaker teams, but not against better sides. This way will keep us up. Muddy says a Gerd is solid. KM says Wolves aren't anything at all. Fabianski was in goal. I would say 1 goal wins this, but he almost lets into a game. Last says a Gerd has been decent. Get lost says a Gerd, wow. Stan says Antonio is running in quicksand. Scott says the subs won't happen until the 65th minute. Moyes will be content with this. This is the level we're at now. Luke says, I do not understand the comprehension of management decisions game after game. Will says we need to win as Everton are winning. Sai says Storefest, but we're still in it. Brawl says we've been effective. Suchek has had his best game for ages. Antonio needs to come off for Ben Rama ASAP. Funny enough, literally underneath that is Dean says, a season ago, Suchek would have been a handful of this game. What's happened to him? Wayne says both teams should be trying. It's just that Wolves are trying to win it and we're playing for a 0-0. Joshua says we look like we've turned up not to lose. Yeah, I agree with that. I think we have, though. I think that's what we have done. I don't think we're trying to win and looking poor. I think we're actually trying to not lose and not losing. So that's what I said. I think Moyes will be sitting at half-time saying, my game plan is working. It's hard to disagree when the score is 0-0. I just hope that come the 65th, 70th minute, the magic number, that it still is 0-0 and that Moyes can make those attacking substitutions. My biggest hope is that we've got Ben Rama and Skamaka on the bench to come on, whereas in previous games, the bench looks pretty weak and Fornals is the most dangerous player on there. There's 3 subs I would do at halftime. I'll cover them when Charlie's back, but I would literally do 3 subs at halftime, and it's ambitious. It could win us the game, it could lose us the game. But I would like to see us go for this one. Alan says, don't know whether I'm happy or not. What I've seen so far is boring. There's literally nothing happening to excite the supporters inside this stadium. James completely agree. He can't see Moyes being unhappy with this. Timeless Podcast says it's been a decent performance, but don't look like scoring story of the season. While Major says quality of football's dreadful. Club need to change manager ASAP. Chris says Suchek's been okay. Antonio's poor and we need better crossing. Let's see what he's saying. Jens is saying the same. He's been impressed with Soufal. Aguerd is the best player by miles. The guy's a gem. Christian says the same. Aguerd, quality, really growing into his limited games. I think he's been fantastic. Honestly, I think Aguerd's been brilliant. Paul says we can win this, but a straight swap up top wouldn't change anything unless Moyes changes his intent. Agree 100%. Mike says we should be dominating this game on paper. I think on paper, then Wolves have got a good team as well. Like I said, I'm not sitting here thinking Wolves have been brilliant, though. I think they're there to be got at. NH says hard to muster enthusiasm when we've been playing so poor for so long. Ben Ram and Skamaka on plays. Hammer 1999 says all he has to do is go 4-4-1-1. Ben Rama in behind striker. Keep Fornals on the left if he's that desperate to keep him on. Get Rice and Paqueta in the middle for ball progression. We'll win. Graham says Moyes is playing counter-attacking game without fast players. When he took over at the bottom, we had fast Antonio and Nanatovic up front. We don't have the players for this system. How do you disagree? Fornals' work rate is brilliant, says Stan, but his quality is shocking. Let's have a little look. Kevin says, agree about Antonio. Was frustrated when Bowen crossed it in. Antonio didn't move or anticipate it. It went straight to the goalkeeper. I recall what you're talking about. I think Bowen's looking quite good again. I think he's not been dynamite, Bowen. I think he's looking pretty decent on that right-hand side. Colin says we can pinch it. I agree. I think we can. Charlie said he feels sorry for Antonio having to run the final third with no support from Bowen or Fornals. Any striker would struggle. Do you know something? I agree with that one. It's a very, very difficult role Antonio's got tonight. Fornals is practically playing as a left back when we're out of possession. So when we do win it, Fornals is next round as well. So Bowen's the closest one, and even he's miles away. So it's very difficult for Antonio to get much. But that's why when he does get the ball, he's got to do something. So when Souček gave him it in the box, he was just not on his toes. He wasn't ready for it. Then he gets that pass from Paqueta, and his attempt to a pass was awful. And this is where I think, like I said, I think Antonio's been effective, but terrible at the same time. Weirdly. Dean says, finally, our best chance to win this is if Wolves score. Then Moyes will make changes. Luke said, we'd like to see Downsend. Look forward to seeing him play each week. Starlack says he hates how slow we are at passing through the midfield. Then we have no option but play a last-minute pass to full-back. It is a bit slow in the build-up, isn't it? It is just pass it backwards, pass it sideways, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Let me just get rid. Let's see what you're all saying. Stan thinks Bowen looks a little lost. I think he's looking all right, actually. I think Bowen's looking okay. I think he's fine. Anyway, Charlie, you're back. I would do 3 changes.
Lay him down.
Bold. I would take off Ogbonna and put on Kurt Zuma. Now, I don't think Ogbonna's having a bad game. I don't. I think he's doing okay. But, like I said, I think it's impacting Agard. I think he's looked uncomfortable on a couple of occasions. And I worry that we would go a bit more expansive. Ogbonna would get exposed. I think at the minute he's looking okay because when we're defending, Fornals comes back, Creswell comes in, and we're a back 5 essentially. We're just a flat back 5, so it's difficult for him to struggle in that formation. So I bring in Zuma. I bring Zuma on for Ogbonna now, so we can just push forward a little bit more. I would have Antonio for Skamaka, and I'd have Souček off for Benrahma. And I actually agree. Someone made a point, which is, like, if you want to keep Fornals on, play Benrahma in the middle. Now, usually I would say, no, I want to see Benrahma in the middle. I want to see Benrahma on the left. I don't like him in the middle as much. I prefer him on the left. But on this occasion, Fornals defensively is working. I think Fornals is doing a lot of defensive work. So I think I would, go with that. So Zuma in, and then Benrahma in for Souček, and Skamaka on for Antonio. And we can win this game, Charlie. We really can. I think we can.
Yeah, I'd back that. I think I would make the same 3 subs. The only thing I would change is I would put Benrahma on the left and put Fornals in the middle.
Yeah, my worry is I think we've already set up. We've almost allowed Semedo to attack for 45 minutes. So I think at halftime they'll be saying, let's get Semedo in the game here because Fornals is sitting so deep. You can pretty much play right wing, just keep going at him, get in behind that defence. And my worry is we were big on Benrahma, they would still do that. And Semedo would get in behind Benrahma, or Creswell would become doubled up on or flustered down that side. So I think I'd leave Fornals on for now just to give that protection because it has been working. But we can win this, Charlie.
I don't disagree with that, to be fair. I just think that midfield 3, I just don't think they've been effective enough going forward to make it truly...
We don't need it. I think from what I've seen from Wolves, I think Paqueta hasn't been called upon that much defensively. I think Souček and Rice have been okay. I think Rice is having a good game. I think Souček's been fine. So I think Paqueta and Rice in there, and then like if it's not working, you can put Fornals in there as well to go for the numbers game like you're suggesting. So that's what I would like because I think we can win this. It's just we need to get the subs right, and we need to get the subs first. Fair. We cannot allow them to do the subs first because this is my worry. We'll see Ait Nuri come on for Huang.
Yeah,
and then come down that left-hand side. You might bring him on for Bueno and have a really attacking fullback on there. And we know Traore will probably come on at some point and go up against Caswell. We allow that to happen. Yeah. When the opposition does a sub, Moyes automatically adds 5 minutes onto his subs, which is, well, I'm not going to do any subs now because I need to see what they're doing. And it just frustrates me a little bit. So anyway, teams are out. I'm going to disappear. Good luck. Hopefully we hit 29,000 and I should be back at full time for a chit-chat.
Score prediction very quickly. Very quickly, score prediction.
1-0 West Ham. Bye.
Okay, take that. Yeah, he's got bold at the end there. I don't know if even he believes that. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think there has been any changes. As Gia said, the teams are back out. You're all saying no changes. I can't see any changes either. So I don't believe there have been any. And just coming in, start swinging. Wolves will be kicking off in the second half in just a moment. Thank you very much to everyone who subscribed, by the way. We haven't gone up. We're getting there. 49 left, and we give it away. We also flew up in likes. We're at 470 now. 470. We blitzed the likes. Wolves kick off in the second half. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. Time to run 2 things. All of that good stuff. I pressed the wrong button. We'll hit that. We need to get rid of that banner as well. There we go. Let's go. Big plays. And we'll see how it goes. Gio, a little bit more confident than I am. I'm not going to lie. We'll see how it plays out. But I can't act like I'm... Mate, Mikel Antonio's getting absolutely manhandled in this game. You've got to feel a little bit sorry for him. He's just been absolutely dragged to the floor, and the referee's not really giving anything. It reminds me of sort of Andy Carroll, and Andy Carroll will be targeted, yeah, not good. Emergency bells to Sebastian. Well, Sebastian, we do have bells available. I did grab one at halftime just in case we wanted to we wanted to pop a bell. We do have bells available. If that's something the chat decide to go with, or it's a good opportunity. Hit from Sufal, can't quite manage it. Deflects out. Rice picks up the ball. Oh, nice little cheeky Cruyff turn almost. And then Peketa can't quite get the ball in. Deflects up, nodded away from Wolves. Oh, that's a really nice pass, and they managed to get that ball away beautifully. That is such good work from Wolves, and Cunha's steaming forward. Again, oh, it's good pace to get up and stop him. Really good pace from again to get up and just push him backwards. But they maintain a good position here, Wolves. Neves, it's a nice idea with the ball out wide to Bueno, but can't quite make it. Pinged forward from Sufal towards Antonio, who's being asked a lot of. Oh, he does really well there to get in behind Kilman or Collins. He's good on his shooting foot, blocked by Kilman. Can't quite make it work. Stress. Can you get 2 bells in your mouth? Can I put 2 bells in my mouth? Yes. Do I want to? I don't know about that, but I can do. Do I want to? I don't know. Again, if the chat calls for bells, then the chat calls for bells. We have the bells available, and I grabbed one just in case. But you know. Corner. First corner of the game for West Ham. What a time to be alive. At least I think it is. It's going to be whipped in from the right-hand side to Bowen. Can't quite make it work. Rice leaves it. Oh, managed to get stabbing. Can't quite make it work. Wolves. Now this is another good counter-attacking opportunity. Semedo steaming forward, trying to find a bit of space. Fornals comes across and covers him. Good ball in towards Mane. Deflects out. Podence hits it! Oh, it's 1-0 Wolves. It's Podence who gets the goal as well. Not good at all. Well, it's sort of been coming. Like I said, I felt like it was a matter of time before they scored, if I was being perfectly honest about it. And, you know, they've gone and done that straight away from a breakaway, from a counter-attack. Another thing we said in the first half, they're only really that dangerous from counter-attacks. That's their big threat. And what's happened there is we've got a corner. They were equally awful as they always are. We are always awful at corners. And they just come flying absolutely forward. Semedo lays it into the path of, I think it's Nunes, who storms into a path, he storms into a pace behind Bogbonna. Crossing, deflects off Aaron Cresswell straight into the path of Daniel Podence. Is it Daniel? I think it's Daniel, who just... It's a really nice finish. First time. Ogbonna, who's completely out of position from the corner, isn't anywhere near where he should be. Souček comes across to try and cover the space. He can't get there first. Neither can Sufal. Doesn't close him down. Into the back of the net. 1-0. 1-0. I mean, we can't act like we didn't see it coming. We cannot act like we didn't see it coming. And we are awful at corners. To every pundit who ever talks about West Ham, who talk about, oh, look at, there's such a danger from set pieces, there's such a danger from corners. You think? You think? We haven't been good at corners for like 18 months, probably. We haven't been good at corners for at least a year. Oh, I did it 1-0. Thank you, Alex. I'm an idiot. As much as I want it to be that way, my brain just said we were at home for some reason. I was on autopilot. I apologize. The fact that, you know, that still comes, oh, we're good at corners. Bro, we haven't been that good at corners in years. And what an unreal... Neither I've proven Gio's us. What a just situation. A perfect, just even if you only watch goals from West Ham, even if you only watched our goals, just so obvious. So obvious, man. Bowen down the right-hand side trying to find a ball in. Jose Sarr is forced to push it out. He's forced to push it out. Very wishful thinking. Very wishful thinking, Lady Irons. Poor from my behalf. It's gonna be a corner. Jarrod Bowen, who went down injured after the cross, he's still not moving comfortably at all. If we're being honest about it, he's still not moving comfortably at all. But he's going to be the one to take the corner. He looks in pain. He looks legitimately in pain. Can they score again from our corner? Let's have a find out, because it's damn sure we won't score. Bowen, not as bad a corner as usual, but to be honest with you, literally no one there. picks up the ball wide on the right-hand side once again, just tries to loft it in. Souček battling for it. Semedo gets his head away. Jared Bowen then misses the header, and it's going to be a... Well, West Ham had possession of the ball. The referee waved it on, but as the Wolves player who went up for the header with Bowen stayed down holding his head, I think it's Podence. I'm not sure who it is. The referee stops it. Oh, it's João Moutinho. Stops it for a head injury. I'm going to say he's probably fine. As the ball comes towards him, he sort of looks around and sees where Jared Bowen is. Don't get me wrong, he does get a forearm to the face, but I'm going to say it's not a serious head injury and he'll be fine. Whether that means it's a foul or a drop ball to us or not, I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe it was just Craig, Ben. Maybe it was just Craig. I don't know, man. I don't know. Enjoy yourself, bro. Listen, whatever you're vibing, enjoy yourself. We get the drop ball. Play continues down the left-hand side to Aaron Cresswell. Instantly passed backwards to Declan Rice, who was on the halfway line. You'll have to see it. Rice fouled by Hwang. It's going to be a free kick. He is, Elaine. He is. He's the highest caliber manager realistically we could get. Tuchel and Poch, they are way out of our league in my opinion. I think Enrique is potentially the case. Mad Dog. I mean, I have one right next to me here just in case, but we do have about another 3 in the fridge or something like that, I think. Another 3 or something in the fridge. I would have to put a kibosh on that as an idea, but you know. Still, Brighton 2-0 up against Liverpool. Fair play. Brighton are a good team, man. Brighton are a good team. Good club, good system. They know what they're doing. You love to see it. You really do. It's time for Bell. We're getting calls for bells. It's the first one I've seen. I saw someone say start peeling the bell. It's like only hope now. We've had 2 calls for bells. Someone else calls for the bells. I put the poll up. Tedesco is another person who I think is realistic. I think Tedesco is a realistic option. Tedesco is one of those people who I'm sort of 50-50 on as an idea, but I'd be willing to take the risk. But I think he's realistic. I think he's certainly realistic. He does look like a baby bell, which could only be a good sign. Yes, I do realise that is what I will say. And I will maintain my position that Pochettino is significantly out of our league. But I've seen the comments. I saw the comments. I haven't seen the video Gonzo spoke about, but yeah. Or I haven't seen the video in which Gonzo spoke about it, I should say. But yes, I maintain my position that Pochettino is out of our league. Just is what it is. All ball down the line. Fornals almost managed to get the ball in. Laid short. Aaron Cresswell can't quite get there. Dean, my G, hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. Oh, scratchy face there. Hope you're good. It's not been a vibey match. I can't lie to you. Again, lays it out wide to Soufal. Try and cross the ball in. Played forward. Rice manages to cut that one out. Collision between Rice and... between Soufal and Podence. It's going to be a free kick. Mancini, another person I would 100% take. I would love to see Mancini. He's still at Italy, though, so I doubt he's going to leave that role. I think he's still at Italy. I think he's still Italy, I believe. I'm not sure. Swallow it like a duck. We don't have time to chew it. I'll tell you what, look, I'll put the poll up. I think there's been enough calls. To be honest, I wasn't really counting them, so I'll just say I think there's been enough calls. Bell, yes or no, poll going up. I'll give you a short amount of time, because obviously, well, to be fair, we've probably got about 8 minutes until Daniel Puddins gets back up again. So I'll give you until 57. I'll give you the usual minute and a half, 90 seconds. It's a good finish from him. Jamie, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. yeah, it's not the most fun thing in the world, is it, bro? It's not the most fun thing in the world. The thing is, I was talking to Titch from Hams Fans United, who's in the chat, Stu, who was in the chat earlier from the Sable team, and Kieran, who was also in the chat earlier. I was talking to them about it last night. I think at this point I would sort of take anyone. I think it's the thing is I feel like if we changed managers, I would be more concerned about going down. Don't waste the bell, says Chuck. Listen, if the chat go for it, the chat go for it. It's out of my hands. It's out of my hands. I think I would be more concerned about a manager potentially going down. 30 seconds left on the poll. Significant yes, win incoming. But I think you just have to make sure you get someone in who Benrahma getting ready to come on. Benrahma getting ready to come on. We'll see who he comes on for. But I would. It just has to be someone who can get the best out of Paqueta and Scamacca, really. Because I think, as I said to Gio earlier, I think if you are in a position, if you're a new manager coming into this team, it's not like another relegation team. It's not like if you were coming into, say, Bournemouth, when you're thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm going to change this. I'm going to change that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You'd look at it, right? And you'd go, this is a good squad. There's a lot of different things to work with here, but for some reason, the previous manager just was not doing it. You look at Scamacca, you look at Paqueta, and you go, right, how do we get the best out of these two players? This is where we put them. You see Benrahma, go, right, how do we get the best out of players? Fornals, bang, Rice, bang. You know, there's all these good players you could put into positions and get the best out of that the previous manager wasn't. It's not like a situation where it's going awfully and there's no one good and it's everything else. You probably have a lot to work with. It's just got to be someone who can work with that, you know? The poll is overflowed by a significant distance, but I'll end it there. 73% said yes, 27% say no. I'll eat it as quickly as I can, is what I'll do. Wally, good to see you, my friends. I will eat the belt as fast as I can. Wolves are on the attack, though. I think that's good defending from Ogbono. I think that was a 50-50 barge. The Wolves fans are incredibly incensed by it, but I think that was 50-50. I think if you've seen some of the stuff that's been happening against Antonio and you're complaining about that being a foul, don't know about them ones, bro. Don't know about them ones. Soufal looking to attack down the right-hand side. Finds Bowen. I have to chew. I have to chew. A dangerous. Bowen went for a wild shot from range. Gone. Quick one. There you go. Quick one. Nice and rapid. It is Thomas Souček who's coming off. We're going for it. It's a bit late, but we are going for it. Thomas Souček is off. And on in his place is Saeed Benrahma. Let's see where the positions end up being taken. Do we keep with the 4-3-3? Does Benrahma take up a position on the left? He seems to have, with Phil Nowes in the centre, alongside Paqueta. That seems to be the way it is. It seems to be the way it is. We'll see how the midfield sort of set up, but I think it is a 4-3-3 with Fornals and Paqueta alongside Declan Rice now. I think it's now, Woody. I think it's now, personally. I think you run out of road at this point. I think if we lose today, you run out of road, and at that point, it becomes probably untenable. Probably. That's my opinion on the matter. Whether or not they agree with me is a different story. I don't know what our board think at any given time, but my gut says this is the time. This is the game. It becomes untenable. Once you drop into it, you've lost to a relegation rival. He might get the Everton game and say this is a must-win or you go, but realistically, I think this is the game. It becomes untenable. And I have tried my hardest to be as fair as possible to David Moyes. I really have. You'll all know this. If you've watched even one of these games, you'll know that I have tried to be as fair as possible. And Benrahma, not a bad ball in, blocked away from Nathan Collins. Ogbono comes diving in. Fornals is there. Leaves it short to Jared Bowen. Fornals is there, maybe on the overlap. Tries to stab it in. It's a poor pass. Straight into the feet of Bueno. That is a poor pass, and now they can counter. Thankfully, they're completely overstretched. This is a good spell for us. This is a good spell. We need to make the most of this. I have not heard of any of them. Who do they manage, Mr. Pardew? I've not heard of any of them. I feel if you got to give me some learning right now. Ogbonna, nice little turn, pointless, but it was nice. Lays it short to Aged, who's still on the right hand side of the two, just a little bit uncomfortable. Back to Declan Rice, sprays it across to Aaron Cresswell. Side Benrahma picks up the ball. He's running directly at Semedo here. Takes on both of him and the winger. Does well to get in round the back. Semedo manages to recover. Lays it short nicely to Paqueta, who hits it, deflects. Oh, Jesus Christ. I thought there was a moment there. I think there's an offside flag being called. GP, thank you very much for the £2. Let's stand over amateur bikini volleyball. A little bit of extreme beach volleyball, dead or alive. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'll say this. I don't look good in a bikini. I don't look good in a bikini. I'll say that much. But GP, thank you very much for the £2. It's very kind of you, bro. No, that needs to be 2. This needs to be 2. There we go. GP, thank you very much for the £2. I don't think anyone wants to see me in a bikini. Jesus Christ. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. I mean, you would. You'd see it for like morbid curiosity's sake. You'd watch it for a split second and then be like, Jesus Christ, I can't watch any more of that. Do you know what I mean? He's playing in midfield, Mark. He's gone into the centre. Whether he's playing as a 10 or whether he's playing as a 8, I'm not entirely certain yet. I think he's just taken Souček's position, basically. We're also going to make a double substitution. The first one of which is Cunha coming off on his debut. Again, just trying to push him off quicker. He comes off. No, it's not his debut. Maybe his first start. It's not his debut. He played the other day, didn't he? But he's coming off in place of Raul Jimenez. And then Ait Nori is also going to come on for Daniel Podence. Not super nice to see. We've got to 505 likes, by the way, people. Thank you very much. We are absolutely flying on the likes, despite the fact that West Ham are god-awful. God-awful. So thank you very much. It's very kind of you to hit that. I mean, like I said, once we hit 300, we're playing house money. Subs-wise, we're at 53. All we need is 47 more. It feels like a stretch, but if we can get 47 of you, there is 700 of you, over 700 of you watching right now. If 47 of you subscribe right now, we will do a Paqueta t-shirt giveaway. You can see the link at the top if you want to buy one of our Paqueta shirts anyway. But there you go, all laid out wide. Cresswell's not bad, ball in, but Ait Nori just clears it away. Ait Nori scares me a bit. Get him on the ball from that wing position, running at Soufal. Scary moment in my life. I can't lie. Big long throw to Antonio. Can't quite get his head onto that. We instantly give the ball away because that's what throw-ins are for us. Current manager Slavia Prague transformed into mid-table side into a title-winning one. People I need to look into, Mr. Pardew, because I haven't heard either of the names. I can't act like I've seen Slavia Prague play, but I've definitely seen Sporting Lisbon play. And in fact, I hadn't even heard his name. Interesting. I need to look into this. Thank you very much for the intel, Mr. Pardew. I'll have a little look into these things. "25 minutes to go. Free kick wide on the right-hand side. Declan Rice again taking it for some reason. The header from Antonio 1 goes literally nowhere and is cleared away. West Ham pick up possession of the ball. Out to Benrahma. Semedo can't stop him from getting the cross in, but it wasn't a good cross. It's cleared away at the first man. Straight at the feet. Back to Saïd Benrahma on the left-hand side, though. Forced back, and West Ham have to recycle possession. A bit better. That's not bad. Oh, that's not bad. I tell you what, not bad work from Fornals there. Just saw the run of Mikel Antonio, picked him out with a nice ball over the top, through ball, puts it into an awkward position, cleared away. It's going to be a throw into West Ham. Unfortunately, it is a throw in. That's the sad part of this situation. Is it is actually a throw in. And yeah, the ball gets played in, but Sarr collects it. He's on the pitch, Luke. He did come on. About 5 minutes ago. He came on for Thomas Suchek. Wolves flop a little bit. They're starting to crumble a little bit, Wolves. They are definitely there to be got at if we go for it. Soufal on the overlap. Aït-Nouri just forces Bowen down, and it's going to be Wolves' chance to counter here. Although again, under pressure, Semedo does really well there to take the ball around Benrahma, to be fair. Nice 1-2 with him and Moutinho, then charges into a good area. Declan Rice is battling with him, but doesn't really get near him. And now it's out wide to Hwang. Back to Nelson Semedo. They're wide on the right-hand side, Wolves, trying to find their way into the box. They're now shifting it over towards the left. Aït-Nouri's pass out wide to Bueno was heavy, but they've kept possession of the ball. Freddie, my dude, you're gonna have to stop spamming. You're gonna have to stop. Like I want to keep you there, bro, but I beg. You've been timed out. Thank you, Connor, by the way. You've been timed out. If you come back and do it again, I will just have to ban you. I don't want to, though, bro. I don't want to. It's just you're spamming like wild. You're spamming like wild right now, my G. Wolves don't look super comfortable right now. Since bringing on Benrahma, they do look a little bit concerned. I'm not saying it's just Benrahma, but we seem to just be that little bit better on the ball. Semedo does well. He finds Aït-Nouri. He's very advanced, Semedo. He's the most advanced central person. Oh, Aït-Nouri, Wolves getting bundled amongst each other. Raul Jimenez somehow is out wide. Finds Aït-Nouri. Good tackle from Declan Rice. Played forward to Mikel Antonio. Can he do anything with it? He's so isolated. He manages to keep hold of the ball and find Benrahma, to be fair. But it wasn't even Benrahma. It was Fornals. But the isolation was wild, and Benrahma wins a free kick. But it's so isolated, man. We do look a little bit better. They are a little bit more concerned now. Wolves. They do just look slightly less comfortable. And with 22 minutes to go, plus stoppage time, there is definitely something to be got at from this game. It's so unbelievably annoying. It took, 50 minutes for it to happen and us to go 1-0 down. But there is something there. There is definitely something there. It's just like, we need to get for it. Well, that's bad. And now Wolves have an opportunity. Thankfully, that pass was all kinds of awful. And we recollect the ball calmly with Declan Rice so we can move forward. Cresswell finds Saïd Benrahma, who again just takes it to Semedo. He runs into a dead end. Hwang does really well there, to be fair, and it's going to be a throw into Wolves. He ran into a dead end there and it didn't quite work out. It is what it is. Lost 19 of the last 36 Premier League games we've played. I think he said 1 in the last 9, is that what he said? Mateus Yassou. Again, another person I've never heard of. Yassou. Salzburg. Okay, fair. They are very dominant, but they are a good team, to be fair. They are a good team and they play well. See, how do I watch these teams but don't know the managers' names? That's just a wildness to me. Also, I can't find it now, but I did just see someone say Ed for manager, which I strongly agree with. Yellow card for Aged. Kilman, really nice ball into Aged, who's just a little bit awkward. Again, it's just that positioning. Him being on the right-hand side just puts him in that really awkward position. And Moutinho, who I love as a footballer, but my man can sell like the best of them. Moutinho can sell a minor knock like Rusev selling the stunner at WrestleMania that one time. Do you know what I mean? By the way, we're seeing more subs from Wolves. Adama and Lamina coming on. Lamina, who they've just signed. Formerly, of course, of Southampton and Fulham fame. Was it Fulham he was at? think it was Fulham. Of course, played for Juventus when he was younger as well. But they're both coming on alongside Adama, who is currently baby oiling himself up like wild. Moutinho is still down. A loss here does not help him in any way, shape, or form. Like I was saying earlier, I mean, Danny Dyer's chocolate homunculus is also in a bad state, which shows it. As I said, I've tried to be as fair as I humanly can be to David Moyes. I really have, while Moutinho still stays down. I've tried my hardest to give him as much leeway as possible. I've fed him all of the rope I possibly could. I really have, and I look at it now and I just think it's untenable. I just think it's untenable. I think if this game does end up a loss, if we somehow scrape a draw, then he'll stay for Everton. And to be fair, I think he might end up staying for Everton anyway, even if he loses today. For some reason, I just think he'll be given the Everton game. But I can't. It's just too long now. It's too long. We're in the middle of January. We've been back from the World Cup for a while at this point, and at that stage, you have to ask. You just have to ask yourself what you're doing. Is it likely you're going to stay up? No, like you can't. It's not likely, and that's the problem. If it was likely, and I would still say if Moyes stayed, I would still have relative confidence that we would stay up. But if you ask now, is it likely? No, and that's the bigger problem here. That's the bigger problem. You have to start figuring that out. It's just not working out for him. So, yeah, we'll see how it ends up. We've still got 18 minutes left of the game, but it does feel a little bit like his time's come to an end. The Timers podcast, good to see you. Skamaka's getting ready, ladies and gentlemen. 73rd minute, Skamaka's getting ready to come on. I am hoping to, yes. If they get bought by Saudi Arabia, my stance on that may change. But I am hoping to, yes. I've got me and my mate Luke probably will be going. My boy Luke, Mikel Antonio's gone down injured. We tried to spray it out to the right hand side, doesn't work out. And then I'll probably end up meeting up with Ray there of Two Spanners, One Hammer fame, of course, because I know he's going with a bunch of his mates, and so it'd be stressed not to. But yeah, I'm hoping to. I was very excited when they announced it. An actual full on one of the big 5 pay-per-views. I mean, we could stretch whether you want to say Money in the Bank is part of the big 5, if you want to say big 5 as opposed to big 4. But I think it's the 5th biggest one. And it's in London, which helps. It's a scary thing, Arthur. It's a scary thing because you look at the way David Moyes plays and it's sets up for fine margins, and that's not a comfortable fine margin situation to be in. I don't think it's all his fault at all. I don't think it's all his fault, Ed. I'll be, and like I said, I've given him, if anything, too much rope. I don't think it's all his fault, but you're the manager. You take the blame. You're the person who picks who goes out on the pitch. If one of the millionaire footballers, which I agree with, who should take some of the blame, aren't performing, Neves hits it. Oh my God, they've just hit the bar. Jesus Christ, an absolute thunderbolt of a shot from Neves on the edge of the area, just pings it towards the top right-hand corner. It smashes on the underside of the bar. It doesn't go in, but flipping heck, that was scary. That was a terrifying moment. I'm just sad more than anything, if I'm being honest with you. I'm just sad. It's just not what you want when you're trying to enjoy yourself watching football. Wolves playing their way forward. Neves comes charging into the space. There is no one even remote. He's in so much space. There's no one there. Jarrod Bowen manages to come back eventually, but he can't get there. And what a hit from Ruben Neves. Under the offside of the bar. Then Ait Nori smashes it straight off the post, and then Neves on the follow-up hits it over. But what a hit, by the way. Ruben Neves cuts in from the left on his right foot and just hits an incredible shot. And the fact it hits the post straight after isn't comfortable. And now Ait Nori pushing it again, trying to come forward. Ogbonna, he controls it and just sort of clears it. 15 minutes to go. That spell where it felt like they were shaky and we were putting it on them has disappeared now. It very much feels like the pendulum swung exactly the other way again. And Wolves are in control. We are going to make our sub now. On comes Gianluca Scamacca, I suspect, from Mikel Antonio. It's for Pablo Fornals. Okay. I think we've gone we must have gone 4-4-2. Okay. I mean, we'll see how Antonio and Scamacca end up lining up. We'll see where Paqueta ends up and stuff. But I believe we've gone 4-4-2. That scares me for a couple of reasons. I mean, our midfield is non-existent now, and they've just walked straight through it. They have 3 incredibly good midfielders to begin with, and now we've got 2 midfielders, one of whom is not the most defensive guy in Paqueta as well. So Lamina tried to play the ball over. It's an awkward pass. Jimenez gets control of the ball. They play it back to Bueno on the left-hand side, trying to find their way into it. Lamina again tries to just hook it towards the back post. They do well to rise to it and clear it away. And Bono just hooks it away without looking. We could have maybe stayed a bit calm. The momentum has completely and utterly swung in the other direction now. It's all Wolves. All Wolves. We did just change to 4-4-2. That is true. Scamacca on the ball. Does well to control it. Nice. Ball out wide to Soufal. He has a bit of space ahead of him to sprint into. Ends up playing it in towards Paqueta. Oh, Paqueta, that's a nice header down. Can't quite get there, Bowen. But it's a nice idea. Better. Should check the subs. Bloody hell, we've jumped up massively. We're on 62. We're on 62 subs. If we can get 38 now, we're only 38 off. It's looking unlikely. We've got about 13 minutes plus stoppage time, and then maybe like 2 minutes more for 38 subs. If we can get that, we'll be giving away the Paqueta shirt. If you want to get one, just anyway, the link at the top of the chat, pinned comment. But clear away. Lost my stream while in the kitchen cooking. 5 Live reporter said Antonio has been utterly abysmal. Yeah, look, he's not been great. He's not been great, if we're being honest. He's not been great. I feel sorry for him. I don't think it's entirely his own fault. I don't think it's like the other game where I was just like super angry about how he was playing. I don't think it's entirely his fault, but he's not been great. Declan Rice, a bad pass, thankfully. Jared Bowen makes it work, but that was not a good pass whatsoever. We keep possession of the ball. We're currently walking around the field with the ball. Cresswell out wide to Ben Rama, looking for Antonio on the underlap. Instantly breaks down. Adama looking to try and play the ball through for Jimenez. He's got Aguirre just on him instantaneously. And he managed to stop it out to Ait Nouri. It really, this has 2-0 written all over it. This has 2-0 written all over it. You understand what I'm saying. I don't need to. My lack of English skills and mouth mobility aside, you knew what I was trying to say. Laid short. Lamina finds Traore wide on the right-hand side now as Wolves try and find their way in. Into the path of Ait Nouri just outside the area. Good tackle from Declan Rice. And now we have to spring on a counter-attack. Go. Ben Rama to Antonio. Scamacca tries to lay it short. One back by Bueno. Oof. You hate to see it. I mean, a draw would be ideal for us in that situation, but you hate to see it. Scamacca does well, lays it short to Ben Rama, hits it straight into the feet of Jose Sarr. 10 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Scamacca does really well to battle for that one, and Ben Rama falling over can't quite make it work. Maybe. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to have time tonight, to be honest. I'm very far behind on some edits, and because I've been so unwell that I'm super far behind on some edits, so I don't know if I'll actually have the time, but we'll see. Maybe I will. I'll probably just listen to it in the background regardless. West Ham in possession, back at the ball outside the area. Soufal charging forward. He's got Ait Nouri on his heels, but he lays it out wide to Bowen. He's got Soufal on the underlap. He cuts inside well. Ooh, the ball in wasn't great. I thought Skamaka might just be able to make something of it, but it's a little far. We are officially joint bottom with Everton and Southampton. I'll be honest with you, Stevie. The difference between Moyes' days at Sunderland and Moyes now is after the first or second game of the season, Moyes went into a press conference at Sunderland and said, yeah, we're in a relegation battle. That was after the first or second game of the season. That's how negative he was in that situation. Now, he refuses to admit that there's even a remote chance of being in a relegation battle. He's saying we're still aiming for Europe. So the difference here is somehow he's more deluded. I don't know how he's managed it, but he is. Crazy. Wild. Look at that. Look at that. Flipping it. Oh, that's a beautiful turn from Ruben Neves around Paqueta. Lays it short to Aït-Nouri. He tries to worm his way in. Hits it with his weak foot. Good block from Aguirre. Just nice positioning. And Paqueta gets it into the feet of Scamacca. Just a bit slow. And Wolves are out-battling us. Wolves are out-battling us. And the crowd are loving it. The crowd are absolutely loving it. Wolves are completely and utterly out-battling. Good work by Saïd Benrahma there. Nice then pass from Paqueta into Rice. Keeps possession of the ball. Mikel Antonio goes down under the challenge of Lamina. Sad, but you know. He said, was it pre-season? Don't stress me out, Connor. Don't stress me out. Oh, it's incredible. I suspect so, Ray. Sadly, but surely, I suspect so. Wolves are going to make another substitution. Bueno's going to come off. And Totti is coming on as his replacement. We spoke about this last night, and potentially the scenario is as we anticipated, West Ham and Everton lose. Surely the loser of our game gets fired. You'd imagine so. If Moyes or Lampard don't lose their job tonight after losing today, if they lose today, could obviously all change. We've still got 10 minutes essentially of football left. Could all change. But if after losing today, which it looks like they both probably will, they are both. I think Everton are losing. They are both in a job. You would suspect. Big ball in, headed away. The free kick for us just nodded away. Wolves are predictably have got a man down, so it's gonna be a throw. But yeah, like I say, if they both lose today, which is still 10 minutes or so to go, whatever, then you would suspect whoever loses in the Everton game would go. I would be shocked though if we both lost today and they both made it to Everton. I would be shocked. Whether or not that happens, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, is Everton 1-1? Okay, fair enough. Bowen hits it. Save from Sarr. Not really anything on that. They've gone to a 3 at the back, it looks like, Wolves. We've regained possession. They're not committing very many people forward at this point. Oh, Everton. Oh, yeah, of course, Everton losing to Southampton. Thank you very much. It's not 1-1. They're losing 2-1. Thank you. That makes sense. I apologise. I literally read it 2 seconds before. Michael, thank you very much. I'm a fool. Declan Rice lays it out wide to Aaron Cresswell. Tries to work the ball forward now. Finds Saïd Benrahma. He's got Scamacca in the centre. Antonio's in there. Bowen's in there. Nice. Underlap from Cresswell. Plays it in. Antonio managed to control it down to Declan Rice, who hits it. That was not something that got me out of my seat. Let's say he hits it. It deflects downwards. It was going wide. Just, one of those situations. And Ogbonna clears it away. It's going to be a throw-in. It's a waste from Declan Rice there. I'll be honest with you. Antonio does incredible to even get Declan Rice that opportunity, and he decides to hit it first time. He was being chased down, so I understand maybe that, but he just completely pulls it. They have changed their formation, by the way. I'm looking at it now. They've definitely changed their formation to 3 at the back. They've gone pure counter-attacking at this point, Wolves. Pure counter-attacking. It looks like they've got 3 up front, I think. I think that's a 3 up front with Dharma on the left and someone on the right. I think probably Aït-Nouri, I think. I don't know, but they've definitely gone 5 at the back. It looks like a 3-4-3 to me. Or a 5-2-3, or however you want to say it. Antonio forcing Collins to just Skip it away. Semedo with a big boot forward. To be fair, Jimenez as well to get that one. Wolves going to throw in. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like M Breezy was saying earlier. Best football manager YouTuber on the planet. Don't care what anyone says, bro. Subscribe to M Breezy if you're not already about being seething. I'm not even seething, man. I'm just depressed. I'm just sad at it. I just see it and I just think, oh, all right, well, you know, we're here, I guess. Again, didn't realise that last touch was off Declan Rice, and no one told him. So instead, he just held off. He held off the player and just let it go out for a corner. Sweet. Espresso, yeah, a little bit. Nodded away from Ben Rama. Lamina hits it from range. It deflects outwards. Ogbonna finds Ben Rama, lays it off short to Antonio nicely first time. This is good. 3 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Antonio gives them the ball back, but wins it back. Fair play to him. He may have given the ball away very, very easily. But, you know, scenes. Do you know what I mean? It's just sort of expected at this point. It's like, oh, whatever, man. Well, Benrahma lays it short to Paqueta, plays the ball in, headed away. We regain possession of the ball. Thinks forward. Oh, that's a really nice ball to Skamaka. Can't quite get the control. It's going to be a corner, but that was close. That was really nice. He almost managed to get the control down, but couldn't quite manage it. He gets the control down, but thankfully, well, from a Wolves perspective, Collins just manages to get a touch of the ball away. It's going to be a corner. 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Not a bad corner, but over the top of Ogbonna, and Wolves can get it away. Oh, we'll tell you what, fair play from Sufal. He put his head on the line there. He knew how high Adama's foot was going to be. Adama's very angry about it, but like Sufal just rubbed his head and got back up. It was definitely a high foot. You can't. Adama can look all angry as much as he likes. It's definitely a foul. It's going to be a free kick in a relatively good position to try and create something. Again, if this was West Ham a year ago, I would say this is a really good opportunity. But West Ham now does nothing. Does nothing from set pieces. We're in a situation now. Aaron Cresswell, left-hand side to take the free kick. It's basically a corner, but from a deeper position. All the big men are forward. It wasn't a bad ball in, but no one there to really get in that position to make advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Cleared away. Slip from Wolves gives West Ham possession back. Sufal spreads it out wide to the left-hand side to Said Benrahma. Nice control. Semedo comes out to meet him. Lays it short to Aaron Cresswell on the underlap. Dinks it in towards the back post. Skamaka, I think it thought it was a Gued there. Can't quite get the control. Bonner somehow has possession of the ball. Lays it short to Paqueta. Benrahma looking back for him. Can't quite find it. Tries to bend it straight off a Wolves player. 30 seconds of normal time left to go. Plus stoppage. Ben Rice whips it in. Header comes in. West Ham, Skamaka and Aguerd claiming it was a corner, but it's going to be a goal kick. It was nice 1-2 with Rice. Sorry, it was nice play into Rice from Cresswell. Rice puts in the ball to a good position towards that back post. Skamaka was attacking it. He says it got hit off a Wolves man last. I don't think it did. A long time ago, Barney. I remember it well. It was a grand old time. Now, we are merely a shadow of our former selves in that respect. 6 minutes, bloody hell. 6 minutes of stoppage time. I'd quite like the game to just be over at this point. But hey, look, listen, 6 minutes. We'll go with it. Declan Rice does well. Adama's annoyed that it wasn't a foul, but Declan Rice does well. Paqueta, being absolutely manhandled, does well to find Declan Rice. It's a bit heavy, but Declan Rice manages to get the control in the end, lays it short to Cresswell, finds Syed Benrahma. Takes on Semedo, beats him, the ball in isn't great, but on the far side, Sufal hits it, deflects off one of the Wolves defenders. Rice is there, don't shoot, just don't shoot. Just let the ball go, pass. Declan Rice, okay, you know that guy who doesn't score? That guy who's really not a guy who shoots from range all of the time, but it never goes in. You know that guy. You know, we love him. He's a great footballer. One of the best footballers we have. Awesome player. That guy, right? But also, notably, not a good shooter with his right foot. From range there, in a really good opportunity, lots of people in good spaces, or not in good spaces, at least in good positions, advanced in the situation, decides to shoot with his weak foot from range. Weak foot from range. Christian, chill the hell out. Just, why? Why? You know? Whatever. Genuinely at this point, whatever. Tell you what, we did really well on the subs front. I'll be honest with you. I thought when Gio said 29k, we weren't going to get anywhere close. The fact that we're only 37 off is actually huge. We've done really well there. Laid out wide to Bowen. Antonio's in offside position. He finds Antonio after. Laid short. He literally passed Antonio literally passed the ball to Adama. That's a yellow card for Declan Rice. Anyway. It's a professional foul from Declan Rice. It's one of those yellows that's just as easy as it is, you know. Thank you, Richard. Very kind of you. So, what is he doing? I just don't understand what he's... Whatever. We did really well likes-wise as well. I mean, we hit 300 before the stream, and we're at 552 right now likes-wise. So we've absolutely flown on all fronts. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, people. We've absolutely nailed that. We've nailed that. We've done our part. They win the ball back. Neves goes for a shot from range. Thankfully, he completely mishits it. It goes wide. 2.5 minutes left until we can all go about our lives. You're chatting breeze, mate. You're chatting breeze. I dare you. He's fuming. Look at him. Oh, wait, hang on. Look at him. He is fuming, bruv. You've angered him. How dare you? How dare you? Two minutes to go. Thank you very much, Gene. It's very kind of you. Very kind of you. Very kind of you, Dean. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Big boot from Jose Sa. Right, Nori nods it down. Hooked away from Ogbonna with no real accuracy. Alright, Nori. Oh, he nods it on. This is a really good opportunity for Wolves to make it 2. That is a brilliant finish from Raul Jimenez, to be fair. There was maybe a hint of offside there. It will obviously go to VAR. The flag is up for offside. Like I said, it felt like it was probably offside. It will go to VAR. Lopetegui is fuming. We'll see it here in the replay. Ait Nori is the one who nods it on. Yeah, Raul Jimenez is offside. That won't count. That won't count. That won't count. I saw the word... Where is it? I saw the word 2-0, but there's been so much talk about other scorelines, I had no idea. But I thought I should probably watch, just to make sure I'm watching the screen. Because at this point, I'm kind of just done with the game entirely, so I can't be asked. So I was like, I should probably just look at the screen to be aware, just in case it is Wolves scoring and not someone else scoring in a different game. Thankfully, it's offside. I say thankfully, it really doesn't matter at this point. It's not like we're going to score in the next 22 seconds, so, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been asked to do man of the match. Let me know who you think man of the match is in the chat. Whoever gets the most amount of votes, just by the eye test. We never. There's no technique to this. Whoever gets the most amount of votes in quick time before the review gets started with Gio will win the Hams Chat Man of the Match award. Quickly, lob it in. Who was your man of the match? Real quickly. Ed again. Trier is a good opportunity. He hits it. Save from Fabianski. The full-time whistle will be blown any second now. Let's have a look very quickly to see if we can get a man of the match. There is the full-time whistle. Wolves get the win. I close that because I don't want to hear it. Let's have a little look. I'm seeing a lot of Moyes out. Moyes out over. Moyes out. Very almost relegated. Moyes out. Neves man of the match. Moyes. The post, Aged, Ruben Neves, Ed again, Benny, Aged, Danny DeVito, big. Aged. I think Aged's going to get it. He seems to have the most. There's a couple of others like the ball, the framework of the goal. There's quite a few, but Aged seems to be getting the most amount of votes, of actual votes. So congratulations to Nathan Aged. I was going to call Nathan Agard on winning the Hams Chat Man of the Match award. Congratulations on a rough day. A decent performance, to be fair. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of the stream. And potentially the end of David Moyes at West Ham. Although I doubt it. We'll have to see. Before then, of course, we have the review, which will be starting in just a second. Before we go, though, thank you very much to GP, to the disabled team, to Tasman, and to Mary Poppin Cap. Mary Popping Caps, thank you very much for the donations, the full-time fund. Very, very appreciated. And thank you everyone for liking the video as well. It helps us out a huge amount. We got to 575 in the end, and all the subscriptions as well, because we managed to get up to 69. We managed to get up to 28,965, which was way higher than we would have thought. Gio will be live in our match review in just a moment, so make sure to check that out and have a conversation there, because I suspect there will be one very large topic looming over the game as we go forward. Enjoy the rest of the day. Try not to let it get to you too much like I'm going to, and I shall see you next time. Cheers, everyone. Enjoy the review. Go watch the review. Bye.